Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing? My name is Key. We are live again on the Matchday Tavern for some Carabao Cup football. It's a big night of Carabao Cup football. I've fluffed it already. Fluffed these lines. Big night of Carabao Cup football. Lots and lots of games going on tonight, and I thought the best of the bunch, personally. There's a lot of great games, but I thought the best of the bunch tonight was Southampton, Tonda Eckert, Southampton against Nuno Santo's West Ham. Two teams who you would fully expect will be there or thereabouts come the playoffs this season. Two teams who should really be maybe Premier League sides, Premier League clubs in terms of fan base and investment over the years, where those two teams have been in Europe. Both teams in Europe. West Ham obviously winning the Conference League not too long ago. Some fantastic players for both clubs over the years, and both desperate to get back up to the Premier League. It's not been a great start for West Ham. Southampton obviously tasted bitter defeat towards the end of the season. Partially, I guess, their own fault, with Tonda Eckert being found guilty of various charges related to spying and all that sort of stuff. But West Ham and Southampton at St Mary's. There's lots and lots of other games going on tonight as well, so we'll keep you updated on them. In fact, let's have a little look and see what the live scores are. We've definitely got the game week. We don't need the table. We can turn the table off. What's the game week? What's the scores this week in the Carabao Cup? That's tomorrow. We need tonight. We need tonight's scores. Evening, Liam. How are you, sir? EFL Cup. Let's have a look. Cardiff 0, Norwich 1. That's not really a surprise. Doncaster 0, Borough 0. They're the two 7 and 7:30 kickoffs tonight. All the other games kick off at 7:45, including this one. You can watch the game on Sky Sports Plus. If you go to Sky Sports 1 and push the red button, you will be able to watch this one. I think Nottingham Forest and Leeds are kind of the main game on tonight. But honestly, I just felt like Nottingham Forest Leeds, we saw that in the Premier League at the weekend, didn't we? We literally saw this exact game in the Premier League, and it wasn't a vintage one. It wasn't a great game. It ended up being 1-0 to Leeds through a late goal. I just thought this one would have more goals, more action. Transpires, though, looking at the two lineups, that both Southampton and West Ham have made some big changes tonight. They've made some massive changes. So we'll go through those now. We'll keep updated, of course, on Forest, Leeds, Birmingham, Brentford. Those two kick off at 8 o'clock. Elsewhere, you've got Watford, Peterborough, Walsall, Leyton Orient, Stoke, Hull, Stevenage, Reading, Sheffield Wednesday, Wolves, Ipswich and Leicester, Fleetwood, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, Millwall, Blackpool, Lincoln, Blackburn, Sheffield United, Barnsley, Crewe, Doncaster Borough is about 15 minutes in, and Cardiff 0, Norwich 1. That one is just coming up to half-time. Ian, hi, Key, have you heard Dolly Parton's died? I are very sad, very sad to see Dolly pass away. But again, listen, she's had a great life. She's had a great innings. I'm pretty sure, hey, if any of us have 1% of the impact on culture and people's lives as Dolly Parton, then we've led a great life. So, she led a great life. Celebrate it. Commiseration. Well, not commiserations, it's probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Very sad for her family, but what a great life. Right. Yes, lineups. Southampton have got Daniel Peretz in goal. Daniel Peretz, the Israeli goalkeeper who was brought in from Bayern Munich. James Bree, Wood, Stevens, and the Brazilian fullback Wellington, who came in from Sao Paulo a couple of years ago. Lewis Dobbin starts in midfield with young Cameron Bragg alongside him. In the 10 is Romeo Akachakwu. Fellows on the right. Tom Fellows, who should do really well for Saints this season. He was brilliant for West Brom. Cienza on the left. And then it's Mabama. Divin. It's kind of one E short of Divine. I don't know if it's Divin or Divin. Divin Mabama. Who came in from Manchester City, didn't he? He was at Stoke last year. 1-0 to Wolves already. That's a fast start. Right, sorry, let me say hello to everyone in the chat. I apologise. I'm being very rude. Sir, City of Northville, good to see you all. Scouse, evening. Have been watching Cardiff. They're playing 15-year-olds, beating Harvey Elliott's record. I didn't know Harvey Elliott held the record. Martin Pankhurst, now I've seen the lineups, I've got to go with Saints to win by 1 goal in normal time. I would expect a Saints win as well. West Ham, let's have a look at the lineups for West Ham. We have just done Saints. For West Ham, it's Herrick in goal. Now, Herrick we did see in the penalty shootout, didn't we? When was he in the penalty shootout? Against... Oh, I can't remember. Was it Leeds last year? It was, wasn't it? He was in the penalty shootout against Leeds. Young Finlay Herrick. They've got Mayers, Kilman, Veltman, and Golan Bekis. Aridas Golan Bekis, 18-year-old centre-back. Then they've got AJALA, Kante, Orford, and La Madrid. Kiba La Madrid, who is almost a veteran in this side at 22 years of age. Macassar is another Divine Macassar, ex-Man City. He is another one who's up front for West Ham, ex-Man City. So you've got Divin Mabama, ex-City for West Ham. Sorry, Divin Mabama, ex-City for Southampton. Divin Mukasa, ex-City for Southampton. No, for West Ham, the other way around. And Joel Pirro up front as well. Sarah, Shell, good to see you. Shahid. Hiller, good to see you. R.I.P. Dolly Parton, indeed. Indeed, do. No Pirro, no party. I actually think it's not a bad signing at all. Yeah, it's not a bad signing, is it? Scowl says Plymouth 0, Coventry 2. Southampton already starting quite quickly here. West Ham look vulnerable. I expected we'd see Bowen and maybe Kyle Larin in this one tonight, but maybe both teams just a little bit conscious of injuries maybe, or fitness. And they've gone with the younger lads. Under the floodlights, how did Chelsea do it? 40 million for Delap. Hang on a minute. Why do we think that that's such a, like, do you think that's a bad deal? Do you think that's inflated? What exactly are you getting at? I mean, Chelsea paid, how much did they pay for Liam Delap? Yeah, how much did they pay for him? It can't have been much shy of that. Yeah, how much did they pay for him? Liam Delap signed for Chelsea for 30 million quid, right? So they paid 30, they've sold him for 45. That's about the going rate for a 23-year-old striker who's played as much Premier League football as he has. Did great at Ipswich. He's only had really 1 year at Chelsea, hasn't he? Yeah, he's only really had one year at Chelsea. I think that's about right. A bit like Xerxes. Manchester United are on about selling Joshua Xerxes. They paid 36 million for him. I reckon they'll probably get 50 for him. And he's barely done anything in the Premier League. 50 odd games, and I think he's had 5 goals in the Prem. So he's averaging like a goal every 10 games. Liam Delap's much better than that, and he's younger. I think it's fair to say that Liam Delap is just he's chose the wrong club, hasn't he? He's gone to Chelsea and he wasn't ready for it, and there's an opportunity, I think, for him to go somewhere else and kick on. I think Forest is not a bad place for him at all to go and maybe get an opportunity. Adam says clubs like United and Arsenal don't sell well, Key. They don't. No, United and Arsenal have never been particularly great sellers. But that's because they've not been brilliant buyers for such a long time, have they? If you look at United's transfer business over the last 10 years, it's been broadly bad. Whereas if you look at Arsenal's transfer business over, say, since Arteta's come in, let's say 7 years, because maybe there's a few misnomers there when Unai Emery was there. They signed a couple of duds, but under Arteta, the ones they've signed have done well. Again, there's a few curveballs like Fabio Vieira's not brilliant money, and I think you can still argue that Gyökeres is not a great signing, but I think United's bad signings have kind of been moved on. Whereas Arsenal's signings, pretty much all of them, are still in the team now, aren't they? They're very settled. Daniel Stewart, that's a bargain for Delap. I still think that's a good move. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Daniel. Can't disagree with you, mate. So far, West Ham knocking it round the back, 8 minutes in. Quite comfortable. Reese O'Reilly, Young Men's Player of the Season, Darman robbed. Behave yourself, Darman robbed. Stevenage 0, Reading 1. There you go. Goals starting to fly in everywhere but here. Who'd have thought that? Scouse, is Arsenal's biggest sale still Oxlade-Chamberlain? It is, I believe, yes. I think it is. Pretty confident it is. What's that? Oh. Sorry, just found a Powerball ticket in my pocket. Tonight's Powerball numbers. I might have a little cheeky win tonight. I'm not splitting it before anyone asks. It's definitely a winner there. Brendan, hi Key, Tuesday night Carabao Cup. This is living. That's living all right. Chimey, let's bankrupt the chat. Cov 2-0. Coventry are 2-0 up now against Plymouth. Yes, 10 minutes in. Millwall 1-0 up against Cambridge. Norwich still 1-0 up away at Cardiff. And Southampton, chance 1-0. Saints in front, early doors. And you know what? It has all been Southampton opening 10 minutes. It's good football. Excellent play down the right-hand side. West Ham, just a little bit of inexperience. I mean, we said that about the centre-backs tonight for West Ham. They didn't get a tackle in, and it's a really, really good finish. Call it as it is. Absolutely fantastic goal. Cienza drifting in from the left-hand side, picks it up on the edge of the box, carries it, dances around a few, couple of feigned shots that the West Ham defenders completely and utterly fell for, and then he does a lovely little sliding shot back across the face of goal, back where the keeper's not expecting it, right into the far corner. Really, really good goal. Leo Cienza puts Southampton 1-0 in front. West Ham all to do. Really good goal, that. Very good goal. Good football down the right-hand side as well for Southampton. Andrea, who are your favourites to win the league at the minute? Well, be honest, coming into the season, I would have said West Ham. Yeah, I would have said West Ham, but they've not had a brilliant start, so I'm kind of torn. Dignity, what's happening at West Ham? Absolute nightmare. It has not been a good start to the season, has it? Definite mixed bag for the Hammers. You've got to wonder just how likely Nuno Santo is to see out the season here. But yeah, it's not been vintage football for West Ham so far. Obviously losing against Charlton. They obviously started the season at Turf Moor with a 2-2 draw. Not the best. Whereas Southampton, again, they didn't start the season particularly well. Lost, was it 2-1 or 3-1 at Vicarage Road? 2-1 at Vicarage Road, and then beating Stoke here at the weekend, and that is no mean feat, is it? Beating Stoke City, very very decent side. Ethan, good to see you. RM69BD, he's such a bad manager. Who? Nuno. I quite like Nuno. Good ball forward. That's going to be a foul, ref. Surely. No, Pirro doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Forest and Leeds kick off in a couple of minutes, but so far we've already had a goal here at St Mary's. I thought this would be the better game. Southampton 1, West Ham 0. I might well stay on at the end if there's a chance for Forest and Leeds to go to extra time and penalties. I'll stick on for that. We'll move over to Forest and Leeds, assuming that it's good and this one doesn't go to extra time and pens. Xander, when's the PFA stuff? Is it live streamed? I think it's already been done, mate. I think it's already been pretty much sorted. Players young player was Nico O'Reilly. City of Northville. I just don't see West Ham catching up to the top of the table with how they're looking. It's performance more than results in many ways, isn't it? The two results are bad, but in isolation, they're not. Like, drawing away at Turf Moor's not terrible, but it's the performance, and the same against Charlton as well. Dave, evening key, I'm at the Abbey Stadium, Millwall 1-0 up. Wet Spam losing again. Yeah, the Hammers aren't having a great night. The Hammers are not having a great night. West Ham down the right-hand side. Who won? I only know that Nico O'Reilly won young player. I've no idea about any of the other stuff, to be honest. Hiller, any half-time quiz? We can sort one. Yeah, we can sort one. 30 minutes to go, yeah, bags of time. Southampton are ahead, Tolga. Yeah, West Ham to win, says Tolga. Draw half-time, West Ham full-time. Tolga's been done every single time. Angry Gingers at the awards. Good luck to him. It's going to go out for a corner kick to West Ham. First foray into the Southampton half for the visitors. If anything, yeah, West Ham, I think West Ham have probably needed the goal because it's kind of woke them up a little bit. They have started to get on the ball, be a bit more composed. First real spell of possession, let's call it. It's a corner kick here. Left-footed, in-swinger, far post, and headed behind. Too easy, that. Far, far too easy. Still 1-0 here. Posh, 1-0 up away at Watford. Go ahead, the Posh. Wolves winning at Sheffield Wednesday. Probably no surprise there. Callum, the Grealish donuts are on their way back. Do you think Grealish will go to Everton, Callum? Can you see it happening? Shahid, looking forward to the Champions League draw on Thursday, Key, that will be on this channel. Yep, Thursday, 5 o'clock. It's 5 till 6. It's live on TNT Sports, but if you fancy a bit of company, I'll be here watching it with you. We'll have the pots up on the right-hand side so you can see who each team could possibly get. Kieran, got a feeling Spurs go out tomorrow. Who've Spurs got tomorrow? Spurs have got a thingy taller. They've got a lower league side, haven't they? I'm sure they have. Sure they have. Yeah, Charlton. Newcastle, West Brom tomorrow. Tottenham, Charlton. Bradford Burnley, and Preston Everton. That's the game we're doing tomorrow. Preston both ends against Everton. It's been confirmed the PFA Premier League Team of the Year. Here we go. Premier League PFA Team of the Year. David Raya in goal. Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, O'Reilly. Rice, Fernandez and Cherky midfield. And then Haaland, Semenyo, Igor, Thiago front three. Igor, Thiago is in there. Brendan, Bruno's won the PFA Players Player. Did you not get the call to present one of the awards? I didn't, no. I must have had my phone on silent tonight. To be honest, I actually did get the call. I didn't want to say anything, but I did get the call, and I said, listen, pains me to say it, guys. Got Southampton West Ham in the Carabao Cup tonight. If it had been any other night, I still wouldn't have done it. Bang, phone down. Have that. Think I'm presenting an award to Bruno Fernandes. On your bike, son. On your bike. Spit on it before I give it to him. Reece should have been the whole Arsenal team, to be honest. And Callum says Grealish still has Everton in his bio. He wants the move, but I don't know if Everton do it with him being 30. I can't see it. No Bruno. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes. He was in there. Bruno Fernandes, Rice, Cherky. That's the midfield. And then it's Haaland, Semenyo, Thiago as the front three. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and O'Reilly back four. And Raya. Raya in net. He'll not able to watch this game in Denmark. I'm watching Celtic, so just listening. I really enjoy these streams. Oh, that's really kind of you to say, mate. Big chance, Southampton. Oh, should be two, though. Really should be two. It's very kind of you, Hill. Very, very much appreciated. And good to see you in the chat again, as always. We love chatting away to you, mate. Enjoying your take on the football as it happens. Doncaster 0, Borough 1. Borough bouncing back from a disappointing result at the weekend. Beaten at Ewood Park. They're 1-0 up at Donny. Sheffield United 1-0 up at Ewood Park now. Brendan says Enzo Fernandez should have got some sort of award. Yeah, biggest shitbag. Callum says Barry single-handedly handed Arsenal the title. Where's his team of the year? And Callum says Preston 1, Everton 3 tomorrow. Preston 3, Everton 1. Come on, let's have it right. Still 0-0. It is still 0-0. It is still 0-0 at Celtic. To be honest, they're quite comfortably through though, aren't they, Celtic? 3-0 up from the first leg. Can't see it being any other way. Brentford have just scored against Birmingham 1-0. Who scored, Chris Kamara? Who scored for Brentford? I wonder if they've changed, if they've got maybe some of the kids playing. No, it's Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson. Smart signing that from Brentford. Keith Andrews will do well there this season. Good ball over the top. Oh, excellent play. Pirro, good save. Excellent save. Excellent save that from the goalkeeper. Southampton needed their keeper there. But a really, really top quality save. And a good effort from Joel Pirro. Bodo Glimt, who are 3-1 up from the first leg. And Nijmegen have just had a man sent off. Phoenix, if Delap does end up going to Forest, how do you think it'll go? I think he's good for a side like Forest. I think he'll do quite well, yeah. I think he'll do quite well. How do we think? I mean, let me know in the chat. What do you think? Do you think that Liam Delap could have something of a renaissance at Nottingham Forest? I think that's not a bad signing at all. When you consider how he did at Ipswich, he got in the only year he was in the Premier League, he got 12 goals in, I think it was 30. Well, let's have a look. 30. 37 appearances. 12 in 37. If you're getting a goal every 3 games for a side like Ipswich who get relegated that season as well, I think you can translate that to a bigger club, and you can, if you get the opportunities, I think do quite well. But Chelsea just didn't really give him... Listen, I think you could have put peak R9 up front for Chelsea last season. They'd have really struggled. Riley, are you Saints? I'm not, mate. No, I'm a Liverpool fan, but we watch loads and loads of football here. This is what we do. We watch football every single day. So we're watching Southampton, West Ham today. We're watching Preston versus Everton tomorrow. Who have we got on Thursday? Who are we watching on Thursday? Oh, Brighton. We're doing Champions League draw at 5 o'clock on Thursday. And then we're doing Brighton against Tromsø. Second leg, 0-0 from the first one. City of Northville, if City has one more expensive signing, just arrest the front office right away. And Chimey's just said something. What did you say about De Jong? De Jong to City? I've not even heard that. Frankie De Jong to City? Can't say I've heard of it, but if it happens, I mean, yeah, good luck to him. I think that'd be a great signing. Be a fabulous signing for City if they can pull that off. Three-star Reds with those long words. Key, if you're saying, will he have a banging season with loads of goals, then yes. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Kieran, I can see Glasner being sacked by January, so can't see the lap doing much. Well, I don't want to give the game away. I've got predictions videos that I'm like getting out that was meant to be out on Friday, but I'm not bad at editing. It's taken me days and days and days. So I'm actually planning to get them out hopefully tomorrow. I've got 2 videos that'll be out tomorrow, maybe the day after. I'm not 100% certain yet. I'm hoping tomorrow, but I'm so bad at editing. It's taking me ages. That's why I don't do long form. I'm crap at them. Iron Joe Bro, what channel are you on? I am on Sky Sports Plus. Callum says, Key, get an Everton shirt out tomorrow for your granddad, for me and Shell. You love us. You must be joking me. Reese, I'll edit for you, Key. Do you know what, mate? I would never, ever be able to do it unless I was paying someone, because I'm telling you, and I haven't got the cash to pay anyone, but I'd love to be able to do it. I'd love to be able to pay for an editor, because then I'd be able to actually do long form stuff. I've got so many good ideas, I just can't do it. It takes me about a day and a half, if not longer, to edit a 20-minute video. I'm garbage at it. I can turn the camera on and do lives and stuff like that. I'm fine with that. I can kind of do shorts, because they're only a minute, and even they take me a pissing age. But yeah, I'd need to pay someone, because it wouldn't be fair to give you 2 hours of footage and go, there you are, chop that up for me. Phoenix, for what Glasner achieved with Palace, I thought he'd join a better club. Well, apparently there was rumours he was going to go to Milan, wasn't he? But I don't know, maybe there's a slight issue with Glasner in terms of how easy he is to work with. There's rumours, or there was rumours, how true they are we'll never know, but there was rumours that he was quite a disagreeable character behind the scenes at Palace, threw his weight around a little bit. And maybe understandably so, because they kept selling his best players every year, didn't they? They sold, Elise went, Eze went, Gay went. There's now issues ongoing with Mateta. That was happening last season as well. Shell, yes, Grandad Tom, my mate, tomorrow. Brendan, get a college student doing film and TV or something like that to help you out. That's far too exploitative for my soft heart. Nah, I'd need to be able to pay him, mate. And if I can't pay him, I just won't do it. I'll just plod on until the channel's making any sort of money I can put into an editor. But they're so expensive, and fair play, because it is hard work. That's why I've learned it. I've tried it myself. It's very, very hard work. Cheers, Shell. Thank you very much. Mercury says, got to take our Emery out before Halloween, and every Liverpool game plays till they score a point. Nick says, Key, why doesn't Julian Alvarez retire from football and next week unretire and join Barca as a free? Because he would get sued to death, mate. He'd absolutely get legal action. Legal action would follow very swiftly. Fleetwood 2, Shrewsbury 0. That's a big goal. Oh, Barnsley 1, Crew 1. Up the Tykes. City of Northville, have you tested the new Adobe Premiere with AI Assistant Beta? It now lets you use natural language for most edits. How does that work? I wasn't aware you could even edit that way. Brendan, it's not exploitative if they're willing to do it for a bit of experience. I mean, I know. I just, you know what? Every time I've seen videos like that where people put out and say, hey, listen, would you like to be an editor? It'll be great for your portfolio and your experience. But it just feels a little bit grimy and a little bit grubby that you're not paying someone for the time. I haven't got it, so I feel like if I haven't got it to give, then I shouldn't really be asking for it. I would feel quite grubby asking someone to do it for experience. So I think, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can try and get someone on the cheap at some point, but I don't know about asking them to do it for free. That's no knock on anyone else who's done that. I don't know, it's my own silly thing. Soft as shite. Off the line, nearly 1-0 Forest. West Ham, very nearly 2-0 Southampton. They're struggling here, West Ham. And you can see Finlay Herrick, the goalkeeper, channeling his inner Jordan Pickford, screaming at his defence. He's not happy at all with the amount of times he is being exposed by that back line. West Ham need to work much, much harder. Southampton doing really, really well. Oh, keep it in, lad. Jesus Christ, I thought he was giving that up then. Really good play by West Ham, but not a good ball in. Slice behind for the corner. Scouse, my 18-year-old son does editing for a living. He'll do it for a pack of 4 Mars bars for me every vid. Hey, yeah, I'm game for that. To be honest, my sister-in-law, my wife's little sister. Well, I say little sister, she's not little sister anymore. She's in her 20s. She can do it. So I'm trying to rope her in because I won't exploit a stranger, but I'll definitely exploit family members. Nuno sacked in the morning, says, right, Clips Market, it'd be worth paying an editor, though, if the channel gets... Well, yeah, listen, of course, if it ever gets, to that point again, then absolutely. Aaron, how come you chose this game tonight, Key? I just thought this would be better. I thought we'd see more goals. Truth be told, I actually thought there would be... I hoped the managers would take it more seriously than perhaps they have. If you look at the benches tonight, the respective benches are really, really, really good. But the teams on the pitch, maybe less so. I mean, Finn Azaz is on the bench for Southampton. Downs, Kyle Larin, the new signing. Then you've got Bowen on the bench for West Ham. You've got Tati Castellanos. You've got Engels, the big new signing from Celtic. Magassa, Manor Solomon, Kyle Walker-Peters, ex-Southampton, of course, Walker-Peters, now at West Ham. I really thought we'd see more of those players starting, and instead both managers appear to have gone for a more youthful look. It's not the end of the world, but it is quite surprising. City of Northville, you can tell it's something like, find the strongest answers from these interviews, build a rough chronological assembly, remove long pauses, and put the relevant B-roll over the interview sections. Nice, I like that. Oh, maybe I do need to have a look at that then. I'll have a little look at that. Thank you for flagging it. Another little tidbit you've given me there, mate. We'll have you on the payroll before long. Channel consultant. Adam says, how long do you give the Glasner Marinakis team up? I say 3 months maximum. No, this is what I was getting at earlier. I think Forest stick with Glasner this season. I know he sacked. They had 4 managers last year, right? They had 3 managers that he sacked. I actually think Marinakis sticks with Glasner because I expect if you're gonna give any manager time, there's got to be an acknowledgement, surely, from Marinakis that sacking 3 managers last season was a bit excessive. Like, I know that none of them were doing brilliantly at all times, but surely there has to be an acknowledgement that maybe it takes time for a manager. Maybe there is a little period of adjustment. And Ange Postecoglou got, 8 games. 8 games and he was sacked. I know they weren't brilliant games, and I'm sure 3-star would say it was god-awful. And I would agree with you. But if you're going to hire a manager and pay millions and millions of pounds to get him on board and, get the right players in and all that sort of stuff and have endless meetings about strategy and then sack him after 8 games and pay a massive payout, none of that makes sense. Surely Marinakis has to see that some of that was on him. And I think he'll have learned the errand of his ways, and I think he will stick with Glasner this season. Adam, Marinakis shouldn't be in football. And Phoenix official Usain Bolt has signed for Sunday League club Wythenshawe FC based in Manchester. Has he really? Plenty of ex-pros playing for them now. Still 1-0, 35 minutes in here. Elsewhere, Fleetwood now 3-0 up against Shrewsbury. Barnsley 2, Crew 1. Cardiff 0, Norwich 1. That's in the second half there, 60 minutes in. At the Cardiff City Stadium. Doncaster Borough is Borough 1-0 up. Barnsley 2, Crew 1. Blackburn 0, Sheffield United 1. Blackpool and Lincoln 0-0. Ipswich and Leicester 0-0. Stoke, Hull, Walsall, Leyton Orient and Forest and Leeds all still 0-0. They're saying 19 hours of thunder and lightning. Yes, across the northwest and mainly Manchester, isn't it, I think? So yeah, if you're in the northwest like me, look after yourself. Be very careful when you're out and about. Storms are heading our way. Big Will, Watford are losing to the Posh 2-0. Watford had a good start to the season, didn't they? Last 10 minutes of the first half. Good touch, really good touch. Very well defended there from West Ham to scramble it away. And a long ball forward down the left-hand side. This young lad's been quite lively on the left for West Ham today. I think it's AJALA. Anyway. Joshua AJALA. He's been very, very lively down that left-hand side. One to watch. Connor, what's up, Key? Watching the Celtic match tonight. None of the EFL Cup ties look interesting. Well, I mean, the opening 35 minutes of this one, we have at least had a goal. But yeah, I expected better. I'll say that. I expected much better. City of Northville, it's so maddening when clubs just fire manager after manager without making the obvious observation that the problem may lie elsewhere. Yeah. To some extent, though, is that not why we're seeing a rise in first-team coaches and shorter contracts for managers? Managers now seem to be joining on 2-year contracts rather than 4-year contracts as they used to. They're being hired as first-team coaches rather than managers in the vast majority of circumstances. And it just feels like maybe we're outsourcing. We can sack this manager, bring someone else in, new, shiny, continue the same strategy that we've always had. But the whole fan base will feel like there's a newness to it. That's how I feel with Liverpool anyway, with Slot and Areola. I feel like the club are going to do what they're going to do, They've made the mistakes. Slot's paid the price, and now Iraola's paying the price for the lack of decisiveness. 1-0 to Celtic, no surprise there. Fully fledged gunner, we're going to win the league again with Mikel Arteta. I couldn't agree more, mate, yes. Three-star, I agree, Mr. Marinakis is like that at Olympiacos with his managers. Maybe it's just his way. I mean, we saw him having the fight at the basketball match as well, right? He is quite a hot-tempered individual. I just feel like at some point he's got to look in the mirror and say, you know what, maybe I got it wrong here. Maybe I got it wrong. Callum's summer officially over soon. Can't wait till dark mornings. It's dark at like 5 p.m. I quite liked summer. I mean, I don't mind winter as well, but I quite like summer. I prefer it like that. Waking up at 6 o'clock and it's dead bright. Burnsy, I am indeed, mate. I am indeed. I'm very fortunate to be off the market, put it that way. I'm very, very fortunate. City of Northville, that's the thought process, but how has that actually worked out in practice, results-wise? Not very well. not very well. Brendan, easier to change a manager than overhaul a playing squad. Exactly, and that's what a lot of clubs have. Well, I don't know if they've learned it, but they've at least tried that route, haven't they? City, wicked setup that, mate. That's very kind of you to say, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Try and rotate the shirts every so often. I've got lots of shirts. But I appreciate it, mate. Good to see you. Callum, a fall onto the cold, icy concrete is the worst. I did that going into work once. Got piss wet through. Was walking into the hospital. Not for I needed treatment or anything. I used to work at a hospital. And only when I was about 18. Night shift. And walked in, icy. It was a midnight shift, midnight till 8 in the morning, and the hospital was closed. There was nobody there, just me. Walked in, slipped on a bit of black ice and just, arse over tit, soaking wet through for my shift. Kingsloth, who are you watching, Key? We're watching Southampton West Ham in the Carabao Cup, mate. Southampton West Ham. Currently Southampton 1, West Ham 0. I maybe stupidly, foolishly thought that this would be the best game of the night. It's not been a terrible game. West Ham now driving forward. Big chance if they get the pass right. Oh, AJALA. Good bit of defending that from Southampton. Excellent play from Bree. Really, really well worked by West Ham to get into the opportunity, the position to play the final ball. But AJALA was screaming for it. It's just an underhit pass in the end. Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. Corner comes in. And there you go. West Ham 1-1 equaliser. West Ham back level. And it just came from a little counter-attack. It was nothing at all. Southampton switch off just 5 minutes before half-time. Always the worst time to concede. And I tell you what, West Ham get the corner. Corner comes in. And it is AJALA. The lad I said in just a few minutes ago, he was the bright spark in the game. He was the lad who was causing all the problems for Southampton. He's a very, very highly rated player in West Ham's academy. 16 appearances for their under-21 side. He's got four goals and 7 assists. And he's just added 1 for the first team tonight. Terrible bit of goalkeeping, though, it must be said. Absolutely shocking from the goalkeeper. As the corner comes in, he comes out and he punches fresh air. Total fresh air swipe from the goalkeeper. No one around him. All the time in the world. And a terrible, terrible bit of goalkeeping from former Bayern Munich goalkeeper, Israeli Peretz. Fahim Rams, Key, would you be going to any games this season or not? No, mate, no more games for me. That's me done. Not interested in going to any more games. Brendan, I agree. Clubs' hierarchies have their strategy and the manager is just there as a lightning rod. Clubs change managers sometimes, knowing it will change nothing, but fans will see it as a change. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's manipulative in many ways, isn't it? Very manipulative. It's a little bit like the old, what's the old saying that the Romans had with the Colosseum? Whenever the people shall need a hero, we will give them one. Don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like being manipulated. K Diaries, hey K, have you ever been to Anfield? I've been many times, K, yeah. I just stopped going about 2 years ago. And I have no interest in going, not just to Anfield, no interest in going to games full stop. But I've been to lots and lots of games all around the world. I've been very, very lucky. CD12, Celtic tie is over, Key. 4-0 now on aggregate. And Birmingham have equalised against Brentford. That should be a good tie now. Quite like Birmingham. Let's have a look at the Brentford side there, by the way. Birmingham have equalised through Damari Gray. I never know how to pronounce his name. Birmingham 1, Brentford 1. And Brentford's team is Valdemarson in goal, Rico Henry, Nathan Collins, Schuster, the new signing, Hickey, Yarmol Yuk, Janelt, Ouattara Damsgaard, Jaden Anthony and Callum Wilson. That's a Premier League side, that. They've put a full-on Premier League side out at Birmingham. That's a hell of a side. Callum says, Key, put a night outfit on for a Halloween stream and start cosplaying. Yeah, I will do. We'll get some. I'll dress up this year for Halloween. I don't know who the Halloween stream will be. I don't even know what day of the year Halloween falls on. Let's have a little look and see. October 31st is a what? What day is it? It's a Saturday night. Saturday night. Oh, that'd be a great night round town if you're ever if you're interested in that sort of thing. If you're still young enough to make use of that Halloween night round town. Oh, that's got to be a penalty, referee. Big claim. West Ham think they should have a pen. Massive, massive moment that. Joel Pirro's claiming a penalty. There's no VAR. West Ham players surround the referee. They think he should have one. They really do think they should have one. Let's watch it back. Pirro gets into the area. Drives at the defender. I don't know. Let's see. Does he kick him? Oh, he does. He does. He kicks his standing leg there, Jack Stevens. I think that should be a penalty to West Ham. I think they've got away with one there, Southampton. Very, very fortunate. So Saturday 31st. Tottenham against Palace. 5:30 kickoff. Chelsea Man United. Oh, Chelsea United 12:30 Halloween. There you go. There's two at least we'll be doing on Saturday the 31st of October. We'll definitely do them two. I don't know if there's any 3 o'clock kickoffs set for that day. But we'll be doing them two. Chelsea Man United 12:30. Tottenham Crystal Palace 5:30. How's it going, Ryan? Southampton, there's 1 minute left. And it's not, no, it's blown up. There you go, referee's blown up for half time. I really did think that one was a penalty. How's it going, Caroline? Ryan Mills, I'm doing good, thanks yourself. I'm very good, mate. How are you? Very, very good. Okay, half time. Southampton 1, West Ham 1. How many players have played for both? Just quickly, someone's just asked that on TikTok. Let me see if how many have we actually got who've played for both for Southampton and West Ham? How many can I actually remember? Players who've played for both. Christ, there's a shed load. Oh my God. Michael Antonio. Michael Antonio's played for both. I don't remember him ever playing for Southampton. I'd have never got that. Isle Berkovic. I remember him playing for West Ham, never for Southampton. Lewis Boamorti. No, I would never remembered him playing for West Ham. Sorry, for Southampton. Wayne Bridge. I didn't know Wayne Bridge played for West Ham. Henri Camara. No. David Connolly. Maxwell Cornet. Christian Daly. Callum Davenport. Ian Dowie I would have got. Ian Dowie had a big career for both of them. Flynn Downs. Yeah, Flynn Downs is on the bench now, of course, for Southampton. He's on the bench tonight. He did have a spell at West Ham. Mateus Fernandes, of course. West Ham signed him from Southampton. Jose Fonte, who I think is still playing at the ripe old age of about 42. Bruno Fernandes has been named PFA Players Player of the Year. Don't know what they're voting on these players, do they? Absolute joke. Rich Hall, Danny Ings I would have got. Divin Mubama, who's up front tonight for Saints. Ian Pearce, would never have got that for Southampton. Darren Powell, Nigel Quasi. No, I wouldn't have got that. Robbie Slater, former Australian midfielder. David Speedy, ex-Liverpool player. Wouldn't have got that. Kyle Walker-Peters, of course, is on the bench. And James Ward-Prowse. I reckon out of all of them, I would have got Ward-Prowse, Walker-Peters, Ian Dowie, Danny Ings, Mateus Fernandes. I reckon there's a good few there. I reckon 23. 23 have played for both Southampton and West Ham. I reckon I'd have got 5. That's tough. Celtic 1. Lask Linz 1 now as well. Okay, Birmingham 1, Brentford 2. Hey, actually, maybe that's worth putting on. Let's go and see what... Let's see the Brentford goal. Birmingham and Brentford. There's been a goal in the game. We can just flip over to it. Here you go. Birmingham, Brentford. Who scored it? Hickey. Charmy, what kind of a quiz was that? Well, it wasn't really a quiz. It wasn't really a quiz. Not per se. More of a natter. What exactly? There's no goal here, is there? Is it for offside? What's the check for? Oh, no, it's a great goal, actually. It's a very good goal, that. Really good goal from Aaron Hickey. Really good goal. Joseph Sockett, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 up. Hang on a second. I have got a quiz. Yes, I have. So, can you give me the top 18? The top 18. Where's my pen? There's my pen. Right, the top 18 West Ham players with the most Premier League assists. That's your halftime quiz. Top 18 players with the most Premier League assists for West Ham. Can you tell me? I bet you can't. Let me just update the headline. Halftime quiz is top 18 West Ham players with the most Premier League... No, the most assists for West Ham in the Prem. Players with the most assists for West Ham in the Prem. There you go, that's it. That's the question. Michael Antonio is third. Yes, Michael Antonio's there. Correct. Declan Rice. No, not Declan Rice. He's not there. Bowen is top. Correct. Jared Bowen is right. Ward Prowse is not in the top 18. No. Michael Carrick is not in the top 18. Cresswell is there. Yes, Cresswell is there on the left-hand side. Left back. Lanzini's a great shout. Lanzini's there. Frank Lampard, of course, is there. Yep. Mark Noble is second. So you've got the top four now. Cresswell, Antonio, Noble, Bowen. Rice is not there. Good to see you, Ryan. Who else have we got? Di Canio. Yes, Di Canio's there. Good shout. Well done. Matthew Etherington. A very, very good shout, Brendan, but he's not in there. Lanzini is, though. You got him. Frank Lampard is. Rice. Payet. Yes, Dimitri Payet is there. Good answer. You've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left to get. 10 left to get. Not Rio Ferdinand and not Kevin Nolan. No. Not Kevin Nolan. Not Zamora. Not Sheringham. And not Joe Cole, believe it or not. No, Joe Cole doesn't make the top 18. I would have thought Joe Cole as well. I think Joe Cole left very, very young, didn't he? Went to Chelsea. Paquetá, very good answer, but not in the list. Very good answer, but not in the list. Number 18 is a very recent West Ham player. Andy Carroll is there. Andy Carroll is 16th. Not Rio Coker, no. Not Fornal. Oh, yes, sorry. Fornals is there. I apologise. Fornals is 15th. Vladimir Sofal. Very good answer. Yes, he's 9th. Well Googled. Well Googled. Is it 3? Is it 3-1? I think it is. 3-1 Brentford. Nathan Collins, captain for the night. We should have signed him. We should have signed him. Yeah, Vladimir Sofal is the Carlton Cole. Excellent answer. Yes, well done, Pete. Not Danny Ings. No. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to get. 6 left to get. I didn't Google it, Key. I'm only playing with you, mate. Not Jamie Redknapp, no, but Ben Rama is right. Good answer. Well done, Adam. Yep, Ben Rama. Saeed Ben Rama, former Brentford player, of course. Saeed Ben Rama. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left to get. And I'll give you the clue. One of them played for West Ham in the last 3 years. All of the rest are a good 15 years plus back. Not Benayoun. No, not Benayoun. Again, I like the answer. Not Souček. Yes, Foxy. How's it going? Not Tati. Not Tati Castellanos. Not Thomas Souček. Not Konchesky. Not Wan-Bissaka. No. We're doing the top 18 players with the most assists for West Ham in the Premier League. Andy Carroll, Pablo Fornal, Saeed Ben Rama, Frank Lampard, Dimitri Payet, Manuel Lanzini, Vladimir Sofal, Paolo Di Canio, Carlton Cole, Cresswell, Antonio, Mark Noble, and Jared Bowen are all there. Ward Prowse, no. Hartson, no. Ian Wright, no. Not Somerville, no, but Trevor Sinclair's there. Trevor Sinclair is right, yep, he's 7th, just ahead of Di Canio. Not Crescencio Somerville, and not Arnautovic. Not Marlon Herwood, no, Big Marlon, as Roy Keane said. What was the game like? Not Arnautovic, no, Berkovic, yes, Isle Berkovic. That fella who headbutted John Hartson's foot that one time in training. Not Ginola, Ryan. No, I don't think Ginola ever played for West Ham, did he? Snodgrass is correct. Well done. Snodgrass is right. There's 2 left to get. One of them from quite a while back. One of them from the last 3 years. Not Tony Cottee. We've got Ben Rama, not Yarmolenko. You've got Snodgrass, you've got Andy Carroll, Fornals, Ben Rama, Lampard, Payet, Lanzini, Sofal, Di Canio, Sinclair, Carlton Cole, Berkovic, Cresswell, Antonio, Noble, and Bowen. Not James Collins. No, not James Collins. Take it easy, 3-star. Harris M8. Who's winning the league? I think it's probably going to be Wolves. Wolves. Seymour Butts. I'm looking for Amanda Hugginkiss. It's not Amanda Hugginkiss. Not Don Hutchinson. No, good shout, but not Don Hutchinson. Not Emerson. Not Arnautovic. Not Yarmolenko or James Collins. The one nobody said, I'm really surprised by this, nobody has said he is still playing in the Premier League, but he no longer plays for West Ham. That should give you a little bit of a clue. George, Kean, chat, Bruno Fernandes cheated and won the Players' Player of the Year. I would have selected Haaland over him. He also robbed the assist record. Cheating, dirty player. Not quite Tevez, no, not quite Tevez. The one who's like a while back did play for Manchester City, though, as well as West Ham. So there's one who's from about, I would say, 20 plus years back, who played for City and West Ham, and the one who played in the last few years. Not Zuma. Appreciate you doing that, brother. I needed that giggle. We all love a Simpsons gag, mate. We all love Mo Sislak. Not Fernandes. No, not Fernandes. Not Wan-Bissaka. I'm trying to give you trying to think of another clue to get. I'm really surprised that nobody said this fella. He would have been maybe one of the first ones I'd have gone with. But then again, it's easy when you've got the answers in front of you, isn't it? Dead easy, Key. Come on. It's easy enough sitting in front of you when you've got all the answers there. Taking the piss out of people and saying, oh, well, I thought you'd have got it. That'll come back and bite me one day. Not Craig Bellamy, no. Again, brief spell at West Ham, didn't he, Craig Bellamy? But a very good player. Vassell. Not Darius Vassell. No, not Darius Vassell. Don't think he did play for West Ham. He might have done. He might have had a very brief spell there. I only ever really remember Vassell for City and West Ham, which I can see where you've gone from now. No, it was not Lingard. No, not Lingard. I'll give you the player from a while back. One Chop is a good shout because, again, he did play for City and he did play for West Ham. It's Steve Lomas. Steve Lomas, believe it or not, has more assists for West Ham than Robert Snodgrass, more than Andy Carroll, more than Pablo Fornals, and more than, I'll say it now just because the players are coming out, Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus. Can't believe no one said Kudus. Lanzini is correct. Yes, they're the ones that you didn't get anyway. So you've got Kudus, Snodgrass, Andy Carroll, Pablo Fornal, Steve Lomas, ginger-haired midfielder, played for City, played for West Ham, Saeed Benrahma, Frank Lampard, Dimitri Payet, Manuel Lanzini, Vladimir Sofal, Paolo Di Canio, what a player he was. I nearly said Frank Sinclair then. Trevor Sinclair. Frank Sinclair never played for West Ham. Trevor Sinclair, Carlton Cole, Isle Berkovic, Cresswell, Scouse left-back Cresswell, Michael Antonio, who, is he still playing now? Is he still? I think he's out in the Middle East, isn't he? Antonio, cashing in after his terrible car accident. I think Michael Antonio is still playing. Second was Mark Noble, and number one is, as pretty much everyone would expect, Jared Bowen. Bowen's on fire. Where is Michael Antonio playing now? I don't think he plays for anyone. He played for Al Salia. Yeah, he's only signed a 2-month deal with Al Salia in the Qatar Stars League and was recommended by teammate for Jamaica, Mason Holgate. So Mason Holgate... Mate, why is Mason Holgate in the Qatar Stars League? He's 29. He was playing for England not that long back, wasn't he? Anyway, we're off for the second half here anyway. Bobby Antonio's a free agent at the minute. He is, yes. He is. I don't know how old he is. Obviously, the car crash must have hurt him, must have affected him. He's 36, Michael Antonio. Played 4 times for Al Salia and no goals. Cooper, what's the score, Key? The score is Southampton 1, West Ham 1. We are into the second half, 47 minutes on the clock. And elsewhere in the Carabao Cup, it is... I'm going to try and see what it is. Kudus, wow, that's a surprise. Yeah, I didn't think he would be there, but he was there long enough to make an impact and earn himself a, whatever it was, 60 million quid move to Tottenham. Chimey, Liverpool fans in the chat never get any answers right. Leon, seeing Bruno won PFA Player of the Year. I did, yes. I'm not sure how... I mean, he did make I don't want to seem like that Liverpool fan, and I'm sure Northville will call me out for it, but I don't know if he deserved that last season. He was very good, but I wouldn't have given him the PFA player. I thought the player who had the biggest impact on where their team finished was Gabriel. And I'm saying that as a Liverpool fan who's maybe, a bit of a reputation for not respecting Arsenal in any way, which is very far from the truth, but that's by the by. I would have given it to Gabriel. I think Gabriel had the biggest effect on his team last season. I think if Arsenal didn't have Gabriel, they wouldn't have won that league. I think if United didn't have Bruno Fernandes, someone else would have taken the corners and free kicks. And and listen, I'm not saying they would have finished third, but I still think they'd have finished 5th. I don't think the drop-off would have been massive. Whereas I think with Gabriel out, I think there's a real possibility. Well, Arsenal wouldn't have won that league. They wouldn't have won that league. City of Northville, you can say that, but when the players who are on the field agree, it's harder to argue. No, that's true. That's true. But hey, I'm just one guy. It's just my opinion. Akira Aaron, who impressed you in Hull v Man United? Noble Mendy was brilliant. I thought he was fantastic. I loved the performance from Salakis, the goalkeeper who's come in. I thought he was fantastic. Didn't have to do a whole lot, but I thought he was so good, so composed. I am utterly convinced after one performance, if I can give a little bit of a clickbaity thing, I think Salakis won't be a Hull player by next summer. I think he'll have a storming season, and I think there'll be someone coming in for him next summer. He's that good. Key City have made a bid for Enzo Fernandez, 130 to 140 million. That's crazy money. Crazy money, Liam. 130 million for Enzo Fernandez. What do we make of that, folks? 130 million for Enzo Fernandez. Southampton, good piece of play down the right-hand side. They're in the area, but good defending from that West Ham youthful back line. I don't think there were any changes at half-time, mate. No, I'll have a look. I'll confirm, but I don't think there were any changes at half-time. I'm pretty confident. Reece, he's not even worth 80 million. I wouldn't go that far. They paid 100 million for him. I think you'd expect at least your money back. And I think there's a sell-on clause. I think that's the other issue for Chelsea, isn't it? The other issue for Chelsea is they've got a sell-on clause, which, yeah, I don't know. That might be a factor maybe at play. What channel's the West Ham game on? Will, it is on Sky Sports Plus, mate. If you go to Sky Sports 1, push the red button, you can see all of tonight's Carabao Cup games. Anfield Cop, hello, mate. How are you, sir? Cardiff 1, Norwich 2. Cardiff pulled one back. Let me have a little look, see what's going on in the... Stevenage have pulled one back against Reading as well. Was there any changes at half-time? No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't. Have you seen Savinio wants to be called Savio now, Key? Utter woke nonsense. Brendan, worth every penny, played a blinder at the World Cup in the England game. He's a good player. I just don't know if he's 130 million quid. Is he that much of a game changer for City? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Liam says, Key, City have made the most money in sales in one summer in the history of football. It's less, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but it's less impactful, isn't it? That record will be broken again in another couple of years' time by someone, undoubtedly, because inflation is just going to keep pushing the numbers up. So City are very good sellers, though. They're very, very good sellers. That's just because they've invested massively in their academy, though, haven't they? Swifty, evening, Key. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. And Anfield Cop, hear me out. What could possibly go wrong if we partner Van Dijk and Araujo, then play Jeremy as the DM? Just asking. I mean, he did. That's where he came through, didn't he, Jack? He was a defensive midfielder. He is comfortable on the ball. We've seen that already. I don't know, you know. Ball over. West Ham are in. 2-1. There you go. Hey! Get in. West Ham, out of nowhere. Fabulous, fabulous football. And do you know what? You can't really fault. They've come out to the second half and they've just flew at Southampton. The first goal made all the difference, and it's that lad again. AJALA. Talk about a player that's got a big future in the game. We called it in the first half before he scored. He's just got his second of the night. Remember the name. Remember the name. I've got to remember his first name now. What was his first name? Remember the name. Josh AJALA. Josh AJALA. He got 7 goals and 4 assists in 16 appearances. 11 goal contributions in 16 games for West Ham's under-21 last season. He got 3 goals in 5 games for their under-18s. And he's come in and scored 2 on his full debut for West Ham. Good lad. Love to see that. And do you know what? Fair play to Nuno Santo for putting him in. It takes bravery, it takes balls to put these kids in. And fantastic for the young lad. Well done. Well done. You love to see it. 2 goals, puts his team in front. 2 very different goals as well, it must be said. It was a long ball forward, headed away by Southampton, and he just picks up the rebound, AJALA, drives into the penalty area, smashes it bottom corner. Absolutely fantastic. Good goal. Liam Key, Savio actually is his name. Savinio's just a nickname. Savio was his name for PSV and Girona. Makes you wonder why he changed it then, didn't it? Adam, what a guy. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. And City of North Villa players who actually have to play him and defend him didn't agree. Oh, about Bruno. That's true. But yeah, I kind of agree with what George is saying. You know, I said that earlier, George. I would have given it to Gabriel. I think Gabriel was the more influential. But then again, players disagreed, and that's up to them, isn't it? Charlie Saker says, come on, you Irons. Been a great performance from the young lad on the left, hasn't it? Excellent performance. Three-star, I have to make the old girl a cup, but if not, she gets her hands on the biscuit tin and I don't get a look in. There you go. Keep hold of that. Keep hold of that. United to win the league, says Jay. Yeah, I can't see it somehow. Can't see it, you know. As this weekend's performance against Hull not taught you anything. Now, I'm not one for massive reactionary statements, but I think you've got to learn a lesson from that one. City of Northville will always be easier to play on a team full of competent teammates and a competent system than what Bruno did. Yeah, do you know what? That's actually a very fair point. Yeah, Arsenal were a much more... Do you know what? Actually, yes, you've swung me there. You've swung me. Because, in fairness to Bruno, United weren't that team worthy under Amorim, and yes, a lot of his set pieces and stuff like that, that's where he got a lot of his assists from. But he was influential. He did have a really good season for United. So, yeah, fair enough. I think if you took Gabriel out of Arsenal's side, would he still be as good a defender? We saw in the World Cup the answer to that one is no, right? He was exposed when he was with Brazil. AJALA again down the left-hand side, causing all sorts of problems. I tell you what, Southampton are now panicking a little bit every time he gets on the ball. Charlie, bro, you actually said my last name right. It's French, so people always say it wrong, so thank you. Well, there you go. The French A-levels are paying off. I got a, did I get a B? Did I get a B at French A-level? Can't remember. I did all right in it anyway. I can speak a little bit, I reckon, even though it's been about 18 years. I reckon if you dropped me in France, I could get away with French and Spanish a little bit. Sarah says Gabriel was cheating most of the season. And Tolga says, you called it actually. Tolga's called it. We did call him out earlier. He's absolutely done us there, hasn't he? He's absolutely done us. We laughed at him, didn't we, Chimey? We said, he did say draw half-time, West Ham full-time. Fair play. Well done, Tolga. You got one right. Jay, seriously, who do you think will challenge Arsenal for the title? I don't think anyone will challenge him for it, mate. I really don't. I don't think there's... I don't think, personally, I don't think that there is any meaningful challenger to Arsenal this season. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think Arsenal walk it. And I think they should walk it. And you look around and you look at Chelsea, new manager, City, new manager, Liverpool, new manager, United, new permanent manager. There's no team that should really compete with Arsenal. And we've seen, look at Chelsea, massive flaws in the way defensively. Same with Liverpool, just wide open defensively. City should have been beaten by Bournemouth. United, Christ, against Hull. That's who Arsenal are competing with. And they shouldn't have any trouble at all in walking it. They really shouldn't. They shouldn't have any trouble at all. Charlie says Brighton underdogs. Well, we watched Brighton against Tromso the other day, and I can't disagree with you. Brighton in that first leg were pretty poor, but they played well against Villa. Shame about Dolly Parton. It is. God love her. She's had a great life though, right? Jerry says Liverpool should have got 2 or 3 pens against Newcastle, in my opinion. 2 or 3 pens? What for? I'm a Liverpool fan and I'm as biased as they get. I don't think there's been any... I can't remember any other pen we should have had. Apart from we definitely got one. I think we were right about the one penalty we got, but I'm not sure about... Where was the other penalties we should have had? Trying to think now. The pen you got wasn't even a pen. Oh, come on, Ben. Of course it was a pen. City of Northville, that's the problem. In the same breath, Gabriel is the most influential. You then go on to name a bunch of the other players who did so great. Meanwhile, remove Bruno, and what other players are going to come close to the points he's contributed? It's true. Rasta, here we go. Bring on the banter, and we'll still be SPFC, even though we didn't score or get any corners from the Coventry match. You are still set piece FC. Game's gone if that's a pen. No chance. Mate, he full on knee. You can't throw your knee into someone. I'm not saying Lewis Hall deliberately meant to take him down, but he didn't get out the way. If you're running into the penalty area and you clatter your knee into a player, Munoz is going to go down. That will have hurt. That will have really, really hurt. Charlie, AJALA hat-trick incoming. He's been so good tonight. Kante's gone off for Engels. Solomon has come on as well for West Ham. Has been a Few changes there. Let's just go through the changes that we've had. So AJALA's now gone off. You can't have an AJALA hat-trick. Josh AJALA has gone off for Manor Solomon. Tati Castellanos for Pirro. La Madrid off for Jared Bowen. And Engels on for Kante. So actually, West Ham have just brought on the big guns now. The big guns have come on. So no AJALA hat-trick, sadly. Sorry, Charlie. Ben, it was already going down. No, he wasn't already going down. Mate, you've got to watch that one back. I think you've... There was Newcastle fans who were claiming that wasn't a penalty, but that's clutching at straws. If you clatter into someone's knee like that, that's a pen. I'm sorry, you can't not give that. There's some things I can get on board with and say, yeah, that questionable one, but that's a pen. That's a pen every day of the week. Good strike. Oh, unlucky. Ben, same thing happened in the Villa game. Nothing given. No, and I agree but that's not the issue, is it? I mean, like, I agree with you. That should have been a penalty in the Villa-Brighton game, absolutely. But that doesn't change what happened in the Liverpool-Newcastle one. Just because you don't give one doesn't mean you don't give the other. I think both should have been pens. And ultimately, it's different people refereeing the game, so you're never going to get total consistency. So I agree. I think they would have been aggrieved by not getting that decision in the Brighton game. But, like, unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Like, Liverpool have had really, really bad decisions go against them. Luis Diaz, Christ, we actually had a goal, perfectly good goal scored that didn't get given. So there's loads of, you get bad decisions all the time. It just is what it is, sadly. Charlie, okay, they need to lock on in the Championship, for God's sake, yeah. West Ham definitely need to wake up in the Championship. 2 very, very poor results to start the season. Not what you need to see if you're hoping that West Ham are going back up. Let's just go around the grounds and have a little look at what the other scorelines are across the Carabao Cup tonight. You can see him on the right-hand side. So, as it stands, it is Millwall 1-0 up against Cambridge. Stevenage 2-0 down to Reading. Are they 2-0? I thought they equalised. Doncaster 0, Middlesbrough 1. Barnsley 3, Crewe 1. Blackburn 1, Sheffield United 1. There's quite a few games that will go to extra time and pens tonight. So I think we carry on. We'll do extra time and penalties tonight for sure. Whichever game, I'll ask you guys. We'll ask away in the chat when it gets to full time in this one. If this one does finish 2-1, we'll do extra time and pens in one game. Whichever one that looks the most enticing. Maybe we'll have a look and see how Nottingham Forest and Leeds are getting on. It is still 0-0 in that game, Forest and Leeds. I did tell you it wasn't going to be a good one. Still 0-0. West Ham in the area. Good football. Behind for a corner kick. Ben says, honestly, United were bad against Hull, but I reckon we put at least 3 past Ipswich. Ipswich were really good against Sunderland, though. You know, United, you can't... If United play anything like they did against Hull, I think Ipswich beat them. It won't just be one game. And imagine you lose back-to-back. There will be real serious repercussions for Carrick if they were to lose their opening 2 games against newly promoted sides. Long ball all the way straight through. Shell says, see how tired you are, Key, first. I know, we'll have a see, but I think it is straight to penalties there, as George has just said. Sorry, it is straight to penalties. There's no extra time tonight. Can't get any worse than that. That poor lad, that poor bloody Frank Eilert, the United strand, he's never shaving his head, is he? Celtic now 2-1 down against Lasglint. Still 3-0 up from the first leg, though, so 4-2 on aggregate. If Celtic were to crash out, that'd be a real shock. F12 Leclerc, there's no extra time in the second round. No, you are right. I apologise. There is no extra time. It is straight to penalties for any draws. I got that wrong. I apologise. It was a slip of the tongue. A mere slip of the tongue. Ben, honestly, at this point, I'd just shave it. Oh, no. Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds 1, and Ipswich 1, Leicester 0. Leicester having a really bad start to the season as well. And Leeds have scored at Forest just as they did at the weekend in the Premier League. Who scored it, Chris Kamara? Dan James. Dan James, what a mad career he's had. What a mad career. First couple of seasons at Leeds, he was astonishing. Like 20 goal contributions a season at Leeds. And then just didn't get a single goal contribution last season. 19 games, no goals, no assists. But he scored tonight. First throw of the dice. Harley Sims, evening key mate, how are we? I'm very good, Harley. How are you, sir? Good to see you. One of my best mates has just named their newborn son Harley. It's a great name. I was debating it if we had a little girl. If he was having a little girl, I was going to call them Harley because I'm a big Harley Quinn, DC Comics kind of guy. No surprise, I get the nickname Penguin. Daniel Stewart, yes, we do have Wake, but it's still early. And looking back at last season, Coventry only won 2 of the first 5 games. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 1. So everyone just needs to calm down a tad and chill out. We do have Wake. Who are you a fan of, Daniel? Sorry. Or Daniela. Is it Daniela? I apologise, Daniela. Charlie, what time is it for you? As in time on the clock. 67:20... No, 67:36. 67:36 I am on. Daz Reynolds, Key, when's the draw for the third round? I believe it's after tomorrow night's games. The final game of the third round is tomorrow night. Preston and Everton. You're a West Ham fan. Sorry. Still early. Very still. It is very much still early. And this is a real positive, isn't it? For West Ham. I feel like they needed this tonight. They needed to come and get a win. So it is a real positive for Nuno Santo. Oh, like time of day. 10 past 9. I'm in the UK. Where are you? Are you not in the UK, Charlie? I know you said your surname was French. But it's the same time in France, isn't it? Or is it an hour ahead? I can't remember. Nabuish, alright, bro. How's it going? I am good, sir. How are you? City of Northville, that's the theme. Look who's doing well. Bees, Brighton, Leeds, City are selling left, right in today's game. Recruiting is the most important strength. Yeah, evidently coaching is less so. It's 23:10 for me. Where are you? Oh, Cyprus. Oh, lovely. Lovely part of the world. Shell watchers get battered by Preston. Yes, that's what we're hoping for. Come on, the both ends. Preston both ends to beat Everton tomorrow. We're going to be doing a watch-along for Everton away at Preston in the Carabao Cup tomorrow night. It'd be wonderful if David Moyes went crashing out of the cup there. By the way, Shell, sorry, I know you don't want to because I've just took the piss out of your team. What did you think about David Moyes' comments in his press conference where he was asked about, the cup for Everton, and he bit back very sharply, didn't he? I don't know if you've seen, he bit back very sharply and basically said, which is more important, winning a cup or staying up? Would you rather stay up or win a cup? And the journalist was a bit like, I'd rather stay up. And he said, well, there you go. You've got your answer then. Harley, Key, we looked amazing last night going forward. Chelsea, didn't we? You did look very, very good, yes. I think your front three is going to do wonderful stuff this season. Palmer, Rodgers and João Pedro. I just think your defence is up there with perhaps the worst in the top half in the Prem. Daz Reynolds, are you doing the Champions League draw on Thursday, Key? I am, mate, yes. We'll be live for that one Thursday. I've got all the the pots up on the right-hand side, or this side. Yeah, the pots will be live on that side, so be able to see. Shell, he's an a-hole key. It's Joe Thomas from the Echo. Ah, okay. I didn't know if it was a loaded question or not. I just saw the clip of Moyes kind of biting back, and I was a bit like, "Ooh, that's a bit of a prickly answer from Moyes. He's usually so passive and nice." Ben, they all want Moyes out. They do. Yes. I think that Moyes will be gone fairly, let's say before Christmas. I think he'll be gone before Christmas. Harry, I wonder who Chelsea might get in the pot. Same one Spurs will get, I imagine. Carrick will be first gone, in my opinion, says El Chapo. Hey, if they don't get a big... I think if they draw, imagine they draw against Ipswich next week. Even that, I think, would start tongues wagging a little bit, and Christ, we've still not got a win out of the first two. Such a huge game for United next Sunday that we are live for it next Sunday afternoon. Super Sunday, 4:30. What pot are United key? I don't know, actually. I think there'll be pot 2, I believe, Manchester United. I think. Would they be pot 2? Let me have a look. I'll see. I have got the pots up on the right-hand side. This is kind of how it'll look. You'll have a look. Hang on. Yes, Man United are pot 2. So pot 1 is confirmed as PSG, Bayern, Madrid, Liverpool, Inter, Man City, Arsenal, Barca, and Atletico Madrid. So we have to play 2 teams from that pot. We also have to play 2 teams from Dortmund, Roma, Sporting, Villa, Porto, Man United, Club Brugge, Betis, and Eindhoven. And then the final 2 pots are still to be confirmed because we don't yet know who's going through tonight, obviously. So we'll see. Shell, of course, the priority is to stay in the Premier League, but Moyes is being an a-hole. No need for him to be like that with Joe. Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying that Joe was the a-hole. I did think he was being a bit over the top, and there was quite a few Evertonians who were saying it's a real, maybe an insight into how David Moyes views the Cups, almost that like they are a distraction from keeping Everton in the league. Even though nobody really thinks Everton have got a chance of going down this season, it does suggest that maybe there is... he should probably be doing a little bit more to push Everton's hopes, whether that's internally or externally with the fans, but also amongst the players. They'll have seen that in that press conference, wouldn't they? How are you going to respond if your manager's mentioning the word relegation? If David Moyes is mentioning the word relegation, the players are going to see that. They're going to pick up on it. Can't imagine a manager saying that there's going to be a relegation battle. A relegation battle is more likely than a cup win. That has to be a mad decision from Moyes to do that. I don't know. Lewis Smith, interesting season ahead on all fronts. And Jerry says, honestly, I back Arsenal to beat any team in the world when it's the first half of the season. And El Chapo, I think Leeds will do well this season. Good signings and a hard team to beat. Ipswich now 2-1 up against Leicester. Plymouth 2, Coventry 3. And West Ham have got another chance here. And it is. It's 3-1. 3-1 now. And the game probably is dead and buried now. They've had a couple of big chances. It's just a long nothing ball over the top, and they're in behind. Poor night for Southampton, but a really, really good goal. And it's Tati Castellanos who makes it 3-1. Runs over to the Hammers fans. Love that. Shell, we're not going down. We should be going to win cups. Celtic now 3-1 down. Wow. Now, that does put the cat amongst the pigeons, because now Linz are only 1 goal behind. Great football, that. Really good ball back by Engels, and Tati Castellanos taps it in. Excellent play, but again, you're looking at you're looking at Southampton defensively and thinking, can't be getting done by a ball over the top there so easily. Lewis says Fulham will do well, concede them in Europe if they play like they did last night. Hot take. That is a hot take. I think if they defend like they did last night, there's a very good chance they may finish in the bottom three, though. City of Northville, if you're a manager of Everton and look at your squad realistically and you know damn well they can't win a cup yet, how seriously really will you take it? I think, do you know what, though? I don't think that's good enough. I think Everton, you've got to remember, Northville, you've got to, and Shell, me and you can get on the same page here. You might thank me for this to some extent. Because I think Everton are maybe the most hard done by club over the last 30 years. They're the only team, aren't they, who've never tasted cup success or promotion. They've never had anything to celebrate in 30 years plus, right? And I think if you're a manager of Everton, you have an absolute duty to have that squad full strength. You can't be resting players in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, because if you deliver a trophy at Everton, oh, you're a hero. They'll give you all the time in the world. All the time in the world. I think, honestly, they're they need a manager that will give them a chance in the Cups. It can't be good enough that Moyes puts out half a team. Because they've done that in a few competitions, haven't they, Shell? Since he's been there as manager, like, there's almost been a reluctant acceptance that they're going to go out of the Cups. And he's just fielded a weakened side. I don't think that's good enough as an Everton manager. You've got to go, balls to the bath kind of thing. Balls out the bath. Pete, didn't Southampton scout West Ham? They did. Yes, they did West Ham and they did Middlesbrough. Rasta, Middlesbrough 3-0 up against Doncaster. Great strike. Blackpool 1, Lincoln 4 now. Watford 0, Peterborough 5. That's a massive result. Watford 0, Peterborough 5 at Vicarage Road. Go on, the posh. Darren McAntony will be very happy with that. City of Northville, you can want the trophy as much as you want, but if you know the players at the best aren't good enough and they aren't buying you what you need, you'll want to have your players fresh for the Prem. I know, but I think if you said to Evertonians, if you did like some sort of a referendum at the start of the season and said, what we're going to do is we're going to treat the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as maybe not our priority, but we're going to really go big in those competitions. And if the result of that means that we finish, Everton aren't going to go down. They're not going to go down. If they threw everything at the Premier League this season, I think there's a chance Everton could finish maybe 9th or 10th. If they threw everything at the Cup, or both Cups, there's a chance they'd finish 14th or 15th. And I think Evertonians would take that. I think if you said to Shell and various others, listen, we will give you a hell of a run in the Cup. We might win it, we might not, but we're going to put our whole effort into the Cups, and maybe we won't finish as high in the league. Maybe domestically the league season will be a bit of a dud. We're not going to challenge for the top 6 and do well in the Cups, but we might go and push it and do a Carabao Cup final or a Carabao Cup win. Lewis Dobbin has gone off. He had a great season last year. Former Everton player, of course, Lewis Dobbin. He's gone off for Kyle Larin, their big signing. Kyle Larin had a great World Cup with Canada, didn't he? City of Northville, I agree with you with the optics of it, but it's kind of pantomiming things to placate the supporters. That's hard for a pragmatist to do. Again, begrudgingly, I have to agree with you. I know where you're coming from. I just think to some extent, though, you do have to play to the crowd a little bit, don't you, as a manager? That's why maybe I could never make it as one. I've never tried, but I could never make it as one. Because I would see that as, pandering. And I agree with you. I don't think that's the right thing to do, but it's something that you have to do as a manager. You have to get the fans on side. It's increasingly important in football, isn't it? I'm firmly of the opinion that Arne Slot basically got sacked last year because he lost the fans. And if he'd have pounded his chest a bit more and clapped the fans, he'd still be in a job. We wouldn't even have Andoni Iraola. Lewis says, come on, need some goals in the Leeds game. Still only 1-0 that one. Coventry now 4-2 up against Plymouth. Watford have just pulled one back against Posh. So it's 5. They're only 5-1 down now at Vicarage Road. And Doncaster get one back against Borough. So Doncaster 1, Borough 3. Benjamin Watkinson, Key, thoughts on Fulham fans v Chelsea? Fulham fans? Why? What happened with the Fulham fans? I wasn't aware of what happened with the Fulham fans. Joe's film says Celtic are really trying hard not to get through. We might have to keep an eye on that Celtic game. I might even put that on if it does go to extra time, because they're only a goal behind now, aren't they? Benjamin says Fulham fans were booing Enzo. I mean, that's no surprise. He's not Mr. Popular, is he? Stuart Smith, it's crazy because Everton have never won the League Cup. You'd think they'd try hard to win it, but nah. I really, really would want to see, if I was an Evertonian, and I'm kind of speaking for my granddad who was a Blue, I would want him. I'd want him to throw everything at the Cups, and if that meant they finished 3 or 4 places lower in the league, I'm fine with that. You want to celebrate the days out at Wembley. You want that. Right, back in a sec. Hang on, let me just go and get me water. Right, I'm back. Not missed out, have I? I'm good. I told him earlier to make sure I've got some. I'm good. Callum says, what's the point in finishing 5th, 15th and losing the cup final? That's still got to be better, hasn't it? If you can pick your season, where did Everton finish last year? 13th? If Everton could pick their season, you can either finish 13th again, but get to a cup final and lose, or you can, I don't know, put all your eggs in the league, rest some players in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, and maybe you'll finish 9th. I just don't think that's a season that Everton fans are really that bothered about. West Ham, good play. Jared Bowen, what a goal that is by Jared Bowen. Oh, someone's got to come and take him back to the Prem. Someone has to come and take him back to the Prem. He's too good. He's far too good. Oh, wow. What an effort. So good. I'd love him at Liverpool. I don't know why so many clubs at the Premier League are just not... Oh, go and throw some money at him. He's a quality player. He's too good for the Championship. West Ham have to walk the Championship with this lad. He's Mr. West Ham, isn't he? He's so good. He is so good. He has too many off days. Oh, I disagree. I love him. I love watching Jared Bowen. I was gutted. Kind of why I picked this game tonight, because I thought Jared Bowen will start, and he's only come off the bench, and he's scored. What a player. Brit Brove, I reckon if Everton focus on the league, they could qualify for the conference, and I reckon they'd win that. It's very tight, isn't it? It is very, very tight. That sort of mid-section between, say, Brighton, where they finished last year in 8th, Brighton, Bournemouth, Sunderland, down to kind of where Everton finished, like 13th, 14th. There was only maybe 5 or 6 points in that gap, wasn't there? So at different points, any of those teams could have ended up winning. But Everton really struggled back end of the season. I think they ended up with like one win in the last 9 or something stupid like that. It was a very, very bad end of the year. RM69, I like him, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't done great this past year. Yeah, I mean, he was always going to... See, I like him as well. I like Tati Castellanos. I'd have Tati and Bowen at Liverpool as backup options. Daniela Stewart, if someone comes with 100 million, we may say yes. I suspect it would probably take a silly bid. Maybe about 80 million, maybe not 100, but I think 80 million would be enough for West Ham to say yes. The problem is I just don't think that any club will pay 80 million quid for how old is he? 30 now? Is he 30-year-old? Celtic on the rope, says Hiller. Lask have just hit the crossbar, came down and bounced off the line. My goodness me. Harley, I think Liverpool get 5th personally. I wouldn't be so sure about that. I think unless we pull off 2 or 3 signings in the next week, I'm not confident. Gamer Guru Bowen might as well say my father-in-law said he'll stamp on my balls if I leave the club. Birmingham 1, Brentford 4 now. Still 1-0 to Leeds, by the way, at the City Ground, just as it was at the weekend. Let me just keep an eye on that Celtic game, because it is still Lask 3, Celtic 1, and it's 3-0 from the first leg, so it's 4-3 on aggregate. Lewis, should Liverpool have gone for Nico Gonzalez? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't have wanted Nico Gonzalez at Liverpool. He's all right, but I don't think he's a Liverpool player. Harley, what do you think you'll do worse? Yes, if the transfer window shuts now and Liverpool haven't signed anyone, yes, I think this Liverpool squad would absolutely finish lower than 5th. Pete, look at Wigan, won the cup and got relegated. I'll bet the fans wouldn't change it. They wouldn't. No, I know they wouldn't. My best mate is a Wigan fan. He absolutely wouldn't change it at all. It's the best moment of his life. Bar his little girl being born. You know, he absolutely loves it. Daz, are you confident we get Barcola and Minter from Brighton? I think Barcola is a certainty. That one's, according to most of the noise tonight, both sides, Liverpool and PSG, now consider that deal done, and Barcola is to travel for his medical tomorrow. That's the news. The latest news tonight is that Barcola is to travel for his medical this week. And it's kind of agreed. It's all pretty much agreed. As far as Minter, I don't know. Apparently Liverpool are looking at multiple options for that right-hand side. Minter is just one. Brighton have rejected 2 offers now from us. It might well be that we don't go back in with a third. Fahim, who won the PFA? It was Bruno Fernandes won PFA Players Player of the Year. And Nico O'Reilly won Players Young Player of the Year. And the Players Team of the Year was David Raya, Jurien Timber, Gabriel Saliba, and Nico O'Reilly. And then it was a midfield of Rice, Bruno Fernandes, and Cherky. And then a front three of Semenyo, Haaland, Igor, Thiago. Southampton, good football. Cleared away by West Ham, much better. Birmingham now are 5-1 down to Brentford. We've only got a minute or so left. Harley, I don't feel it in Areola, don't get me wrong. He hasn't got the squad. No, he hasn't got the squad, but neither did Slot. None of that's changed. Big Will, Kia, are you related to anyone interesting? No, I'm not. I don't think there's anyone in my family done anything really of note. I'm sure maybe the name goes far back enough. I might be able to find someone a long, long time ago, but no, I don't think so. We're a relatively mundane, working class family. I don't think there's anyone who's historically done anything maybe of importance. Till now. Till the tavern was invented. Daniela Bowen, 29. He's staying till at least January. I think Liverpool we'll have a quiet rebuild next season this year and come back next year. Yeah, I mean, apparently there's a clause, isn't there, Daniela? I don't know how true it is. Apparently there's a clause that affords Jarrod Bowen the opportunity to leave West Ham next summer if they haven't gone back up to the Premier League immediately. It is now 2-0 to Leeds at Nottingham Forest. Liverpool had the worst transfer window in history last summer. I don't think so, you know. No, I don't think we had a bad... That's Jamie Carragher's nonsense. It was only bad short term. I think all of those signings proved to be good if you give him time. Alexander Isak is not a bad signing. Milos Kerkez is not a bad signing. Florian Wirtz is not a bad signing. Definitely not Jake or Leone. And I don't think Mamardashvili is either. I just think short term, they're young players and they've taken too long to adapt. Plus they've had, in Isak's case, and Leone's case, big injuries, which have hurt us. I think they'll all prove to be, with hindsight and the benefit of time, I think they'll all prove to be very decent acquisitions. How much time are you giving them then? Well, I think when you sign players, mate, broadly who are 21 and under, you should be giving them at least 2 years, if not longer. I think, you know, when you signed Kerkez was 21, Florian Wirtz was 21, Eckert was 21 and a half, nearly 22. But you know, young players, Leone 18, Jake's 19. Mamardashvili was 24, but again, that's basically a baby for a goalkeeper, isn't it? Goalkeepers kind of play till they're about 39. So I think, yeah, you're looking at goalkeepers, maybe 24 in goalkeeper years is about 18, I think. West Ham strike, good save from the keeper. It's now finished. Blackpool 1, Lincoln 4. Bad night at Broomfield Road for Blackpool. City of Northville, they don't even like Wirtz. I really think Wirtz is a wonderful player. He's just not being platformed at all. We're basically playing with 3 number 10s. So every time he gets the ball, he's surrounded by Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. He's never gonna have time or space on the ball. If you compare him to Coutinho is maybe the closest player we have in recent history to Florian Wirtz. Who was he playing in front of? Lucas, Joe Allen, Emre Can, Steven Gerrard, an ageing Steven Gerrard, players who were quite happy to kind of cede the attacking side of things to him. So he never had any defensive responsibilities. Florian Wirtz is almost being expected to go the other way and do all the tracking back and all the running. And he was criticised heavily for the Newcastle goal for not getting back. And then when he's picking the ball up, he's surrounded by Liverpool players. You're never going to get space. He needs 2 players to sit behind him. Lewis says, when you sign players for over 100 million, you'd expect more than what they've produced, surely. Historically, yes, but no, I think 100 million is kind of the going rate now, isn't it? 100 million, if you want a good player and you're a top 6 club, not a great player, not like a game-changing player, I just think the going rate for a really, all right, let's say an 8 out of 10 player. An 8 out of 10 player is costing you around about 100 million nowadays. That's how it is. Wirtz for 100, Isak for 120. I still think in time those will be decent value. I'll say that. Southampton should be, no, claim for the penalty. Referee says no. Barnsley 3, Crew 2, Ipswich 3, Leicester 1. Brentford have now got a 6th at St Andrews. Birmingham 1, Brentford 6. Will, I'm related to Thomas More. He was a saint and he got the chop on the orders of Henry VIII. Wow. I was going to say, I've studied that, Thomas More. Wow, that's mad. Swifty, tidy Wirtz, but I'm not seeing a top number 10 yet. No, I agree. I would be critical enough of him and say that he's needed time. Right, it is full time here. Southampton 1, West Ham 4. Great result for the Hammers. That might kickstart their season, you would hope. Nuno Santo will certainly be hoping that's That's the spark that ignites the Hammers season. Have we got... Who should we put on then? Who should we put on? Because there are some games that will go to penalties. We might as well watch a penalty shootout. Bugger it. What penalties is there going to be? Stoke and Hull. Stoke and Hull's the only one. Should we watch penalties in Stoke and Hull? Or should we put the Champions League, Lask and Celtic on? Let's put Stoke and Hull on for a second. See if that one does go to pens. Hang on a minute. What time's Stoke and Hull on? Is that one even... What minute's Stoke? Oh, 90 plus 3. Yeah, there's 3 minutes left at Stoke. Daniela, it's a brilliant result for West Ham. It is. It's a phenomenal result for West Ham. Let's just change this over to Stoke and Hull. Millwall have gone through against Cambridge. That's brilliant news for Dave and the Lions. Stoke. Let me change over to Stoke. There you go. Right, Stoke and Hull. Look how good that was now. Look how good this overlay is now. I can fully just change it immediately. Stoke and Hull. We're back on. Forest and Leeds. Well, Forest and Leeds is now 2-0. Swifty's very happy with that 3-star. He's very happy with Forest getting battered. Felix, imagine if Stoke made it 2-1. And Will says, so key is the draw on Thursday, who Liverpool get in the Champions League, so to speak. It is. Yes, we'll have 8 fixtures, 4 at home, 4 away. All of that will be decided on Thursday night. And I'll be live for that one Thursday night. Champions League draw. It's a 5 o'clock start. It'll probably be one of them Champions League draws where it's like, let's bring out Champions League legend Michel Salgado to talk to us about, you know, why Red Star Belgrade are such a great club, or whatever they do for the first half an hour of these things. So the first maybe half hour of the draw will be a bit convoluted and a bit of a, yeah, it might be a bit dull, but we'll have a laugh. We'll have a chat. We'll make our judgments on which teams you might want your team to play. Catherine, why is it Hull and Stoke? Because that's what we're watching now. Southampton and West Ham has finished. Will, have you made a prediction of who, though, Key? I haven't made a prediction of who because it feels a bit pointless, mate. It's like me predicting the lottery numbers. I've got them, but there's no real evidence behind the prediction. You're just kind of just throwing out names, aren't you? Shahid, Key, what match are you watching now? You can see it right up here in the top left, mate. This is the scoreboard for it. Stoke and Hull. That's what we've switched over to. Forest be getting battered by Leeds twice in a week. Watford 1, Peterborough 5. Speaking of batterings. So let's just go through the results for tonight's Carabao Cup. Cardiff 1, Norwich 2. Big result for Cardiff in South Wales. Doncaster Middlesbrough 3-1 to Borough. Barnsley 3, Crewe 2. Blackburn 1, Sheffield United 2. Big result that. Rovers a little bit up and down. Blackpool 1, Lincoln 4, Cambridge 0, Millwall 1, Fleetwood 4, Shrewsbury 0, Ipswich 3, Leicester 1. That one's very nearly over. Plymouth 2, Coventry 4. Good night at the South Coast there for Coventry. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Wolves 2, Southampton 1, West Ham 4. We watched that one. Stevenage 0, Reading 3. Watford 1, Peterborough 5, Brentford 6-1 winners away at Birmingham. Still 5 minutes or so left in that. Leeds 2-0 up against Forest in the last 5 minutes. And there are 2 games going to penalties. One of them is Stoke against Hull. Walsall are playing Leyton Orient, and that one's gone to pens as well. So we'll keep an eye out for Celtic. If Celtic does go to extra time, I'm happy to watch that one. I'm happy to watch extra time in the Celtic game. But as it stands, we're definitely watching penalties in the Stoke and Hull game. Lask Linz need one more goal against Celtic. What a horrible, horrible night it's been. for Celtic fans. They've really, really struggled. Okay, Hull players just getting their final instructions. Blair Skull, Key, be honest, do you love Liverpool more or hate Arsenal more? That's not a serious question, Blair. That's not a serious question. Callum says Glasner and Forest both have a good record against Liverpool. Be an interesting one, that. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I mean, Forest battered us at Anfield. And Oliver Glasner seemed to get the better of us every single time. So maybe those two things will cancel each other out with a bit of luck. And we'll actually get a decent result against Forest at 12:30 on Saturday. Looking forward to that one. Right. Penalty shootout between Stoke and Hull. Forest are struggling with the change to 3 centre-backs. Oh, just because Catherine thinks she has the most XP. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Northville. Very kind of you. Craig says, do Chelsea have Nottingham Forest nudes not having Delap costing 45 mil? Well, how much would you have said Delap is worth? He signed for 30 million. He's 23, still a baby really. And he got 12 goals for a relegated Ipswich Town 18 months ago. 12 months ago. I think he's 25 mil at a push. Why? What? You've got to base that on something. Name me another striker who goes for 25 mil at a push. Like, he's at 23 for a Premier League proven English striker, going from an English club to another English club. You've got to pull. You can't just be pulling numbers out of thin air. I think 50 million's fair for Liam Delap. Well, 45, isn't it? 45's fair for him. Reese, well, at least Stoke can keep a draw against Hull, unlike some teams, AK. Well, that's true. Felix, Gabby Jesus. Well, Gabby Jesus didn't go. He hasn't gone recently, has he? First penalty missed. It's a miss. Stoke City have missed. Oh no, they've not. What the pissing hell happened there? The camera just cut then. Did anyone else's do that? It just showed. I thought he'd missed. I just looked away for a second. I thought he'd missed. Right, now we're back on penalties. Have I just had a weird time jump? If he misses this, it's Sorba Thomas who's taken it. Oh, he scored it, bottom corner. Sorba Thomas, bottom corner. Great goal. Don't know what I was on about there for a second. Jumped the gun. Tony Kelly, Brentford running riot. Absolutely brilliant, that. 6-1 winners. Apologies, by the way. Savage, we only do good in the Carabao Cup. Where's the Championship? Yeah, not so good. Give it time. West Ham will smash it. They'll be all good. City of Northville, I'm in agreement. I saw absolutely nothing from a single minute of time in a Chelsea kit from Delap. Yeah, he wasn't great. He certainly wasn't great for Chelsea. Right, Morita, the new signing from Sporting, equalises. 1-1, there you go. Equaliser for Hull. Love a good penalty shootout. Daniela Stewart, I think Spurs have made a mistake not looking at Delap. I wanted him at West Ham. I really thought he'd go to Everton. He was certain to go to Everton before he went to Chelsea, wasn't he? Geordie breaks, Forest are in trouble. Glasner will be gone in a couple of months. Absolutely not. I think he's going to stick it out for the season. Reese, have you got a dodgy stick key? I've not, mate. Here, look. It's a proper Virgin Media job. Gallagher 2-1 Stoke. First time we've actually had a decent penalty shootout. Keeper should have done better there, really. First time we've had a proper penalty shootout where teams are actually scoring. If you remember the QPR and the Tranmere penalty shootouts we've watched in the early rounds of the Carabao Cup, I think there was about 9 penalties taken and there was only 2 scored. Okay. Next penalty for Hull is Paddy McNair, former Man United defender. Should be a composed one, this. 2-2, there it is, 2-2. Excellent. Swifty, players fail at clubs now and increase in value. It's mad. I think there's an acceptance with Delap that he's better. Oh, Celtic. It's 4-1. Celtic have absolutely collapsed. It's going to go to extra time. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Stoke 3-2. Lawal it was who puts it in. Absolutely unbelievable. Callum, will you do Bournemouth v Everton at 3 o'clock on Saturday? I will indeed, yes. That's the plan. I've got Bournemouth Everton on Saturday. Celtic have had an absolute shocker. I can't believe it. Once this is over, we'll do Celtic in extra time against Lask. It's offside. Oh, it's been chalked off. How do you like it? It's been chalked off. Lucky Celtic. Offside. Stroud scores 3-3. 3-3. Oh, Scouse, have you taken it back? Has it not been ruled out for offside now? Has anyone seen Milky Moo? Yeah, it was a good pen, that. Very good pen. Next penalty for Stoke. It's 3-3. No, it is a goal. It is a goal. The last goal is given. It is going to be extra time. Celtic were 3-0 up from the first leg. Unbelievable. I cannot believe what we've witnessed tonight. Oh, George Hurst for Stoke. Former Ipswich striker, George Hurst. Misses. Whoa, first team to blink is Stoke City, and it is a very big save. Very, very big save from Phillips. Dylan Phillips. Back up to Solakis. And it is now a big chance for Hull City to go and kill the game. It's ex-Liverpool player, Canadian Liam Miller. Steps up. 4-3. There you go. Excellent goal. 4-3. Now it's down to sudden death. Down to sudden death. Stoke City need to save this one. All comes down to whether or not Griffiths can save it and keep Stoke in the game. It's 4-3 to Hull on penalties. Sudden death now. 100% perfection required for Stoke. And it's... Is it Sumare? I think it is. Sumare is going to take it. Sumare to take for Stoke. Up against... It's a left footer. Oh! He scored it. Well done. Good penalty. It's 4-4. But now it all comes down to this. Hull have got a chance to go and kill the game off. Sent the keeper the wrong way there, Sumare. Good penalty. Very good penalty. Opportunity now for Hull to go through with this final kick and win 5-4 on penalties. It's Bellumi. He'll score it. He's so good, Bellumi. I rate him. He was very good at the weekend, actually, against United. Up he steps. 5-4. There you go. Bellumi puts it away. Hull City are through on penalties. Stoke 4, Hull 5. There you go. Hull have done it. Right, bugger it then. We'll put Celtic on. We'll put Celtic on for the last couple of minutes. Champions League, Lask v Celtic. What are they on? Are they on TNT? Is it TNT for Celtic? I think it is, isn't it? Is it? What's Celtic on tonight? Is Celtic not on tonight? What are they on? Oh, it's Amazon, innit? I thought it was. It was Amazon Prime. Oh, bloody hell. Right, hang on a minute. I'm going to have to put my Amazon Prime. Mauled by the Tigers. They've definitely mauled them. Walsall and Leyton Orient's level pegging. Right. Yeah, it's not on TNT. It is on Amazon Prime. Celtic and Lask Linz. Let me just put it on. Steve Clark. Celtic so bad tonight. Bad night for Celtic. Here we go. Watch live. Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds 2. That one's finished. So the Carabao Cup now is all but settled. The only thing left is the game at Walsall. Walsall Leyton Orient is still to go on penalties. Pete says hopefully Hull get a good draw in the next round. Man United at home, easy enough. Right. Let's watch Celtic. Let's watch Celtic. There you go. Leyton Orient have gone through on pens away to Walsall. Let's have a little look and see the Celtic team tonight. Casper Hogue. Casper Hogue looks like he's had a really bad game. Camilo Duran, probably not as effective as he was the other day. McGregor has the best rated Celtic player. Sinisalo, he's a problem, isn't he? Sinisalo's a real problem. What did you make of West Ham? I thought West Ham's second half were really good. First half, they weren't brilliant. But the young lad on the wing, AJALA, what a player he is. Is it Joshua AJALA or AJALA? I'm not sure how you pronounce his surname, but we'll know in time because I think there's a real player in that kid. Absolutely fantastic play to get 2 on his full debut for West Ham. So, yeah, remember the name. Josh AJALA. Ben says stinks of Kairat Almaty on pens like last season. And Ben says, why does it say Southampton West Ham on the thumbnail, Key? Because we watched it, yeah, we watched Southampton and West Ham. And it finished. And now we've switched over twice. We watched Stoke and Hull on penalties. And now we're going to watch the last 30 minutes or so of Lask Linz against Celtic. If you fancy watching it, great. If you don't, I don't blame you. But there's 30 minutes or so of this and then maybe penalties. I'm interested to see if Celtic actually do go through. If not, my goodness me. They drop down into the Europa League. Malala says, last cook Celtic. Greetings from Greece. Good to see you, mate. Geordie Breaks, how long's the North-South divide last in the EFL Cup? I don't know, you know. I'm not sure. I think it's only this round, isn't it? I'm pretty confident. Callum says, Everton v Liverpool, the draw we're hoping for, obviously, if we beat Preston. And when was the last Scottish club in the Champions League proper? It would have been Celtic, wouldn't it, I think? No. I think it might have been Rangers. Liverpool beat them about 8-1, didn't we? 7-1, 8-1. I think. Bloody hell, Lask Linz. Not in the new league phase, I don't think. Well, I mean, it all depends, doesn't it? I mean, this is Champions League extra time, final few minutes. Sean Maloney there giving the final bits of advice to his team, to Rio Hatate, to Casper Hogue. They've not been at their best for a while. Manolis, I sub Tavern. I love this stream. Yes, Manolis. Kalimera. Lots of love to Greece. Pete says 3 games, 1 stream. Where else would you get that? Value. Value for money. That's what you get. Ben says Celtic when they played Bayern 2 years ago. Ah, yes. They did. I do remember that, actually. CD1212, I spoke too soon, Key. Typical Celtic in Europe. Typical Celtic. They can't go out, can they? They really can't go out. Kalimera, yes. Kalimera. And Kalispera, I think, is another one. I went to Greece not long ago. We was in where did we go to, actually? We was in Rhodes, but we stayed in Yalissos. Geordie breaks Scotland group to no Scottish team in the Champions League. What a time to be alive. And Geordie breaks need a nice Whistler shirt up behind you, Key. Here, will this not do? Here, I've got this. I thought you might like this. I thought you might like that, maybe. A nice Borough shirt. A nice Borough shirt, not do you? I'll not put that one up, don't worry. King Sloth Key's got nothing to do on a Tuesday night if he's watching Celtic. I've not, actually. I've not. That's why I'm watching Southampton West Ham as well. Sarah says, Key, you need to switch on the membership. Memberships are on. Yeah, memberships are on. They're all there, ready to go. You can be a channel member if you so wish. I think. Can you not? I think you can. I think yeah. I had it approved all today, so I'm pretty confident you can. Ethan, Saints till I die. I'm so disappointed in us. Wasn't a great night for Saints, was it? It's even worse night for Celtic, mate. Could be worse. You could be a Celtic fan. Geordie breaks. Honestly, Borough aren't even a rivalry these days. Leave them to the Yorkshire clubs. Okay, Celtic down the left-hand side here. Good ball in. Out to the left-hand side. Are we going to see any sort of action from Casper Hogue's been a real disappointing record signing for Celtic every time I've seen him. Whereas Nina says, look at the stats. Lask have got this in extra time. Let's have a little look at the stats, actually. Yeah, I can see them on the screen there. What is the situation with the stats? So, Lask have had more possession. 33 shots to Celtic's 6. Just 6 on target, though, for Lask. 8 corners, 456 passes, 81% passing accuracy, 10 tackles, 15 fouls. Pete says, wake up Celtic, I think I've got something to say to you, a bit of Rod. Oh, lovely ball forward, they're in again here. Oh, that's a big chance for Linz. Zed says, lad, how do you think you'll do in the Carabao Cup? Not very well with our squad. Yeah, with our squad, I think we're going to have... It's going to be paper thin. So I imagine Liverpool will play a lot of the kids. We'll have Lewis Koumas playing for us and whatever. So, yeah, depending on what type of draw we get, I don't think we'll win it. We'll probably go a couple of rounds. Maybe we'll get to maybe the quarters at best. I've not got much hope for us in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, to be honest. You need a pretty big squad to do well in those things. Julian Alvarez, yes or no? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Arsenal don't seem to have made a massive signing just yet, right? Swifty, do you rate Koumas? He's all right. He's okay. I don't think he's a Liverpool player. I actually like him a lot when he plays for Wales. I think he's... Oh, he's just a bit meh. He shouldn't be playing for Liverpool. But again, he's a Scouser, so the fans will get on board with giving him a chance. Gamer Guru, this was the last thing Celtic were expecting tonight. I'll see myself out. Full-time ban from the tavern for that. Lask pushing forward, switch over to the left-hand side. Lask really are pushing well. Good ball in. Edge of the box. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Overhead kick. Oh, good effort. Very good effort. I think I'm a little bit behind you, George. Great effort that from Uso. He was the danger man in the first leg, to be honest. Kingsloth, who do United get, Key, in the cup? I think it's going to be another round, isn't it, before United and Liverpool and all them find out. Key, the membership isn't on. I thought it was. Let me go and see if I can enable it quickly. I thought it was. It's definitely been approved. I just don't know why it's not been turned on for whatever reason. I really thought it was. I apologise, folks. Swifty, who was the last Liverpool youngster to become a regular? Yeah, probably Trent. Probably Trent. Memberships. Launch. You're ready to launch? Okay, there you go. Congratulations, you've launched memberships. Excellent. Right, it's done now. You can be a member. If you wish to be a channel member, then we'll have memberships and we'll have all the perks and you'll get emojis. I'm actually in the process of getting some proper like emojis and stickers and stuff built and designed. So that'll take a little bit of time, but you'll get rewards for being like a 1 month member, a 3 month member, a 6 month, a 12 month, and etc. etc. Next round is Europe clubs. Oh, is it really? I stand corrected then. Well, then the draw is after tomorrow's games. We're watching tomorrow's games. Everton away at Preston. That's our watch along tomorrow night. Preston both ends against Everton. So we'll see how that one goes. Thanks, Manolis. Very, very much appreciated, sir. My Greek friend. Clarky says, can we get a penguin from Batman at X sticker key? Go for it. Yeah, I'll sort it. Hey, City of Northville, first one in. City of Northville, first one in to the members club. What a guy. Hurrah, indeed. Geordie Breaks, we've got West Brom. They've been decent as well. How do you know? Has that already been drawn? Oh, you've got West Brom tomorrow, sorry, yeah. 10:20 p.m. the draw. Is that tomorrow night, Kingsloth? 10:20 p.m. If it's tonight, we'll watch it. Tomorrow. Okay, cool. Celtic continuing to push forward. They don't want this going to penalties. Christ, if it gets to penalties... Oh, it's such a bad night even to get it to penalties. They had the game in the palm of their hand at Parkhead. They should have won it by more at Parkhead. We watched the first leg of this one, didn't we? Fucked this, haven't they? Just a bit. Yeah, just a bit. It's put behind by Bohard. It is going to be a Celtic corner, but they're making a couple of changes here, Lask. 1 sec. Back in a sec. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. We've still got the subs coming on. I've not missed anything. Manolis Key, where are you from exactly? I was born in a place called St Helens, which is about 20 minutes from Anfield. Well, technically it's 20 minutes from Goodison and Everton as well, so I can't make that argument. But yeah, I was born in St Helens. That's where I grew up. And then I've kind of moved around a little bit around the northwest. I lived in Warrington for a spell and worked in Manchester and worked in Liverpool. And I've kind of been a bit all over the place since then. Manalist, the Fiorentina and Valencia shirts from behind are so great, Key. Appreciated, sir. Thank you. Pete, I remember what you said, Key. We won't do the Celtic game because it's done. I did. I called it. Listen, I don't get many wrong, Pete, as you know. I very, very often don't get many wrong. But, yeah, I did get that one wrong. Dean says, you're missing a belter of a game here, Lask v Celtic. That's what I'm watching, mate. We've turned it over. We watched Southampton versus West Ham. That one finished 4-1 to West Ham. We then put on Hull City against Stoke. Penalty kicks. Hull have gone through. And now we're watching Lask 4, Celtic 1. 4-4 on aggregate. Usaw's just gone off. That's a big plus for Celtic because he's a fantastic player. Clarkey isn't JJ from St Helens, Key. Who's JJ? Who is he? I don't even know who he is. There's a few people from St Helens. I think there was a fella who directed the Harry Potter films. He's from St Helens. Johnny Vegas is. There's another fella who's like quite a big deal in terms of content creation. I can't remember his name. If it wasn't for the Hibbies, they'd be ones. Yes, Gamer Guru. Appreciated. Don't get many wrong, Brendan. No, you can vouch for that. Get most of them bang on the money. They're all a bullseye when they leave here. We're back. Took the summer, but not bad for the new channel. No, we're 10 weeks in, something like that. Can't afford nuggets to feed the kids now, Key. Hope you're happy. Well, mine are still on bread and water. I've still only got bread and water for my little girl, so, you know, I appreciate it, mate. It's very kind of you. Top man. For an Arsenal fan, you're all right. Manalist says, my dad was a Liverpool fan and went there. Fun fact, I am a bit of an English person because my mother's dad is from Brighton. That's why I support the Seagulls. Oh, we've got a Brighton fan in. Fantastic. We've got a couple of Brighton fans in. Ben, oh my God, Celtic are shocking. Well, it's 101 minutes on the clock. We've got another 20 or so to go. I think we're getting penalties in this one. Ben, Stephen Tries. That's the one. Stephen Tries is who I was going for. Ben, you're right. And David Bernstein, former City and FA chairman, also from St Helens. There you go. I didn't know about David Bernstein, but Stephen Tries was the one I was going to say. He isn't really from St Helens. I think he's from Norwich, isn't he? Or East Anglia somewhere, and he moved to St Helens briefly. Wasn't Rick Astley from St Helens? Rick Astley is from Newton Le Willows, which is not technically St Helens, but it's not a million miles away. But yeah, Slick Rick Roll. Is Sarah a member now too? I don't think she is, mate. No, not well. I've not had notification that she is. That's not a dig, Sarah, by the way. I just Bruno, how many teams did United have played in the time of Egan Way? Johnny Vegas, really, to be my untrained Irish ear, I would have had his accent down as more northeast than northwest. No, he is. He's very much St Helens. I think he still lives on Elephant Lane in Thatto Heath. Thatto Heath, a little district in St Helens, near where my Auntie Jan lived. God love her. Ben says he was born in Norwich but moved to St Helens very young. My mate Key seen him about 6 months ago in a pub in Prescott. Right, well, I need to get around Prescott then, don't I? Start rubbing shoulders with these people. Let them know, listen, don't know if you've heard of the tavern, but we're kind of a big deal. There's a lot of darts players from St Helens. There are, yes. You do have to be quite good at darts if you're from St Helens. Chisnall's from St Helens. Luke, of course. Luke the Nuke's from Warrington, but he plays his darts in St Helens. He played in Sidak Social Club near where not a million miles away from where I grew up. There's a St Helens look, so. Oh, you backhanded compliments. You're a sweetheart, Brendan. Yeah, Michael Smith. darts players. We're a handsome bunch. We are a handsome bunch from St. Helens. Manalist says, well, lost 3-0 last game. That's why we're going on extra time. Yep. 4-4 from the first leg. McGowan has just been booked for Celtic. Dean Cahill, do you support a team? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, for my sins. Don't judge me. Don't hold it against me. I'm a Liverpool fan, but we watch more football than any other channel. I don't know a single other watch-along channel that does this many games or this variety of games. That's not me blowing my own trumpet or anything, but we do watch a lot of footy. So we've watched Southampton, West Ham tonight. We're now watching... We watched the first leg of this game. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Preston v Everton. Thursday we're doing Brighton and Tromso. Friday night we've got Palace against Manchester City. And then Saturday we've got 3 games. We're going to be doing Liverpool, my beloved Liverpool, against Forest, 12:30. Followed by Bournemouth against Everton at 3 o'clock. And then the 5:30 game on Saturday is Tottenham versus Newcastle. So Newcastle have already played one ex-player in Alexander Isak. They're going to play another in Sandro Tonali next Saturday night. And then on Sunday, Super Sunday, Manchester United versus Ipswich, 4:30 kick-off that one. And then Monday night football, Villa versus Arsenal. Ezri Konsa returns to Villa Park as an Arsenal player. So loads and loads of great football coming up every night on the Tavern, as always. We'll always do one game at least. Kingsloth, do hold it against him. No one forced him. Well, well, no, that isn't technically true. Actually, I was forced to some degree. My mum actually originally put me in a United kit. I've told that story a few times. Good ball over the top. Celtic are in. No, cleared away. Too easy. Far too easy. Need to do better there, Celtic, with that final ball. Brendan, did Michael Smith also play the mechanic Wolfie in the in-betweeners? Again, looks a little bit like him. Come on, Villa. City of Northville, some of them get mad that it's not a Liverpool gas-up channel to banter. And June Lavin, I'm a Liverpudlian, lived Rainhill Road, worked in Rainhill Hospital a long time ago. Rainhill Hospital, of course, yeah. Where they held many a famous murderer and all sorts. It's where they held the James Bulger killer around that way, didn't they? In Rainhill. Very sad. Very, very sad. Where's Nina? I got my COVID jabs at St. Helens Stadium, about a 40-minute trek. Don't know why they sent me there. The Totally Wicked Stadium. I don't think it's called that now. I've not been in the Saints Stadium for many years. George, Key, I live and grew up a 14-minute walk away from the Emirates. Lucky you. Big Chelsea Lou. Big up, Key. What game are you watching? We are watching Celtic 4-1 down in Austria against Lask Linz. 4-4 on aggregate, and we are 15 minutes away from Celtic going to an embarrassing penalty shootout. Kingsloth, I was chosen to support United. It's the only way you can. And Swifty, Lord Byron is the famous name from my area. Lord Byron. Why? I should know that. Why do I not know that? Ben says, mother worked in that hospital. Ah, right. I mean, it's been gone a while now. I think it's abandoned, isn't it? Where's Nina? I've been to Crete in the 90s, was good from what I remember. And Manolis says, my real homeland is from Elassona, near Larissa, much closer to Mount Olympus. And my father is from Crete, Heraklion. And that's why I support OFI Crete from Greece. Love that. Well, OFI Crete is now my Greek team. Just because of you, Manolis. I haven't got a Greek team. OFI, I am now an honorary OFI Crete supporter. Brendan, it was not called the Totally Wicked Stadium, was it? It was, yes. That's what St. Helens new purpose-built stadium. It was a big thing. We had Knowsley Road for a long time, which was a pretty old, decrepit stadium. It was crumbling. It needed refurbishment, and they spent a massive fortune building this purpose-built it wasn't called the Totally Wicked Stadium to begin with. I think it was called Langtree Park, wasn't it? It was built by Langtree or whatever, and then, yeah, sponsors came in, and the only sponsor that took it initially was the chain of vape shops, Totally Wicked. And it's now called the Brewdog Stadium. There you go, Ben, yes. But it was called the Totally Wicked Stadium after the Totally Wicked brand of vape shops. They sponsored it. Manolis, here in Greece, it's nice to come, but everybody should be careful of wildfires. I have many traumas, especially from 2024. Attica, Athens, key search, and you'll understand how bad it was. Well, that's when I went to Greece. I was in Greece in 2024. We went to Lindos. We was in Lindos, which is still the nicest beach I have ever been in the whole world. And I've been everywhere. Well, everywhere is an excessive answer, but I've been in a lot of nice places. I've been to the Maldives, and I still think Lindos was a better beach. Ben says Knowsley Road, better for the day at the rugby. Boss atmosphere. But yeah, very, very sad, Manolis. Very, very sad. The wildfires obviously blighting Portugal and Spain as well at the minute. It's very sad. Shahid says the Walsall Stadium is called the Poundland Pallet Truck Stadium. There's some mad stadium names, isn't it? Like Bolton's. Bolton's will always be known as the Reebok Stadium, but it's now called the Tough Sheet. The Tough Sheet Stadium. And I think Reading's is called the Select Car Leasing Stadium. It's mad. There's still a chance to open OnlyFans Athletics Park. Yeah. C97 as a Leeds fan, this has been a great evening. Absolutely fantastic result again for Leeds at the City Ground. 2 times in a row. Gamer Guru was about to ask how was North Korea until you corrected yourself, Key. Yeah, those beaches in Pyongyang, beautiful. Daniela, I love Rhodes, beautiful island. Yeah, lovely place. Lovely people too, very nice. Kingslaw, I'll tell you what was good. I stayed at Blackpool FC Hotel and you can watch the game from your room. Well, good. Yeah, Bloomfield Road rather is a very, very nice stadium for a Championship club. Once a Premier League stadium, of course. Shell, it's called what? Bolton. The Tough Sheet. The Tough Sheet Stadium. Yeah. It's sponsored by is it Tough Sheet Community? The Tough Sheet Stadium. Google it. I'm telling you. We've not had too much by the way of chances in this extra time. Tough Sheet Community Stadium. There you go. Why is Bolton called Tough Sheet? It's named because it was sold the naming rights were sold to Tough Sheet, which is a local plastic building product manufacturer based in Bolton. It's a 5-year sponsorship deal until 2028. So it's going to be called the Tough Sheet Stadium until 2028. Mike says, how are Liverpool bidding on a player that's injured for months? Well, you're not going to sign him for immediacy, are you? You sign players because you think they're the right fit, and if he's only going to be fit in 2 months, then it's not ideal, but it shouldn't be a reason you don't sign him if you're confident he's the right one. Oh, I think that's handball. Is it, ref? Yeah, handball for Last Glints. And it's going to be a free kick to Celtic. Pete, I like the name of the Bolton ground. Commentators have to be so careful. Manolis says, my village from Greece is Mokos. Is it Mokos? Have I pronounced that right? Mokos or Mochos from Greece on mountain. Likely in Crete. It's very hard to put fires because we don't have so many forests. Also, if you ever come to Crete, go to the beach of Vai. It's beautiful. I will have a look into it, sir. I'd like to go back to Greece. 70 million and injured is wild. I know, but it's only out injured for a couple of months, isn't it? It's not like the end of the world. It's not a short period of time. Lasker in. It's 5. Oh, Celtic. It's 5. Oh, my goodness me. And do you know what? It's a pea roller. It's an absolute grass cutter pea roller. And now Celtic need to score in the next 12 minutes or they are out of the Champions League. Oh my goodness me. 3-0 up from the first leg, and it looks like Celtic are about to crash out. Wow. What are we watching here? Adeniran from midfield has just whacked it in. It's not even whacked. There's no pace on the shot. There is no pace on the shot at all. It's an absolute nothing strike from Adeniran. It's about 25 yards out. You could throw your cap on it, keeper. I'm telling you, Sinisalo is a problem. I don't think that is a. Am I being harsh? I think the keeper's got to save that. I do. Maybe I don't give enough credit to keepers sometimes, but I think he's got to save that. It bounces 4 times before it goes in. He's got to save that. Got to save it. Absolute P-roller and toe poke. They were the days. Yes, Nina. Well, it is indeed 5-1 to Lask. 5-4 now on aggregate. And it is going to be a big 10 minutes in Austria for Celtic now. Martin O'Neill will be tearing what little hair he has left out. Oh, this is bad. So bad. The Hoops, the boys, not happy. Humiliation, can't call it anything else. Just a bad night. Wow. Look at that away end, the away end, sorry. Look at the home end behind the goal. The cop sort of thing behind the goal for Lask. That Lask Linz is the last game that I went to. The last Liverpool game that I went to watch was Liverpool against Lask Linz, and they were some of the best away supporters I've ever seen at Anfield. And I've been going to games at Anfield for 30 odd years, and they were so cool. They were really nice as well. And that was the last game that me and my dad went to at Anfield about 3 years ago. It was under Jurgen Klopp. It was Arne. I've never seen a game at Liverpool under Arne Slot. I'd stopped going after that, but yeah, Liverpool against Lask Linz. Cool bunch of guys. Manolis played FC 26 with the club and destroyed Lask 8-2. Now they're winning 5-1. And Shahid, are you a mod now, Gamer Guru? He is. He was a mod anyway. Yeah, he was a mod anyway, but he's a member now. He's a channel member. Two, 3 years ago, awful fan you. I've no desire to go back. I've been for many, many years, but I've no desire to go back. I very deliberately stopped. It's not through a lack of interest or anything. I've been all over the world watching Liverpool. Very, very lucky to have gone and seen so many games, cup finals and all sorts, but I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go. This is why we watch and love football. That's it. That's it. Good play from Celtic to drive forward. But again, Linz just picking up all the second balls. And it's going to be a free kick, is it? No, ref plays on. Well done. Come on, Celtic. Come on. Celtic out to the right-hand side. Driving into the penalty area, Camilo Duran. It's going to be a corner kick. Manolis, this Celtic is awful, but I wish they score somehow. I'd like to see Celtic get an equaliser, and it might well be penalty shootout. LF, why have you stopped? Long story. Yeah, long story. I have gone into it a few times, to be fair. I don't want to bore the life out of the regulars, because we have talked about it quite a few times. Okay, left-footed corner, in-swinger. Celtic headed away, too easy. Kasper Hogue again should be getting something on that. When did the Prem start? 2016. How long left, Key? 7 minutes. Well, six and a bit with extra time. They are sailing out of the Champions League indeed. Linz are in here. It could be 6. It could be 6. It should be 6. It's a penalty, ref. That's got to be a pen, and it is. It's a pen to Lask Linz. It is a penalty. Oh, Celtic. Celtic. Oh, it's terrible. It's truly terrible. It's a penalty to Lask Linz, and this one will kill the game, kill the tie dead. We thought penalties might be important. That's a pen all day, every day. That's a nailed-on penalty all day, every day. Shocking. And it's Hatate, Rio Hatate, who came on as a sub about half hour ago. And it is a penalty to Lask Linz. And I think it's going to be a Deniran to take it. He's missed. He's missed. Big save from Sinisalo. Keeps Celtic alive for another few minutes at least. There you go. It was going to be the end of the tie there, but Adeniran, big save from Sinisalo, and he keeps Celtic in it somehow. It's about time. Ben says, can't wait to hear TalkSport discuss how bad the standard in Scotland has got off the back of this result. Can smell those conversations now. And Kieran says, what's happened to Celtic, Key? Swear you were saying Celtic pretty much through. Well, I did. I said that. I got it wrong. It was they were 3-0 up from the first leg. They were the better side at Parkhead. They should have won by 4 or 5 in that game. And it was a really, really good game, to be fair, from Camilo Duran. But unfortunately, it's just a mad, mad end to this game. And it is still 5-1 Lask with 4 minutes or so left to go of extra time before Celtic have got to find a way to get one back to take it to pens. Celtic will come back here, says Kieran, and it'll go to pens. I hope you're right. I'd like to see a penalty shootout. We've already seen one tonight with Hull and Stoke. Maybe we'll see a second. But it wasn't a great penalty, was it? I mean, do you know what? Actually, no. Let credit where it's due. I don't rate Sinisalo. I don't think he's a good keeper at all. But he did well there. He saved it. If you save a penalty, you deserve credit. Here's Hatate. Celtic still putting all their faith in Kasper Haug, who Kasper Haug still yet to get a real top performance, I think, as a Celtic player. I'm yet to see him do really well as a Celtic player. Not in the games we've watched, anyway. I know he did, but he did score, didn't he? He did score against was it St Mirren? Who was they played the other day? Kilmarnock. It was. I know he scored against them. But he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible when we watched him against Dundee. And he was garbage when we watched him in the first leg against Lask as well. And it doesn't look like he's done a whole lot tonight as well. For a record signing, you would expect a bit more value for money. Gamer Guru says, no way Celtic should have lost this. It's an embarrassment and a humiliation. Key scored a hat-trick against them. Against Kilmarnock. I stand corrected on that one then. But the games, as I say, we've seen him now in 3 games. And every time I've seen him, he's been really, really poor. And I haven't got any axe to grind. I'm not a Rangers fan or I don't mind Celtic at all. I haven't got an issue with Celtic. I'm just really surprised in how he's not been particularly brilliant. For a record signing, I would have expected better. We've got 60 seconds or so left in this one. Manolas Key says, will you please live stream AEKB Levski Sofia for the Champions League playoffs? I won't be doing that one, mate. I'm sorry, no. That one's... is that tomorrow night, is it? I think that one. We're going to be doing Everton. Preston North End versus Everton in the Cup tomorrow. But we will absolutely be doing more football this season, and I'm sure we will probably cover Olympiacos or maybe AEK or Panathinaikos at different points in the season. Yo, Barryman, that's the second time Celtic have been knocked out of the Champions League playoffs. It's not done just yet. There's still a little bit of time left. Still a minute or two. Depends how many added on time he gives. I don't think there'll be much, to be honest. Maybe a little bit for the penalty. It's okay. You're still a great... Oh, thanks, man. Cheers, Manolis. Good ball. Lintz on the counter, just taking it into the corner now, doing everything that Celtic don't want to slow the game down. Daniela, I don't think a Premiership side loses this game. Do you know what, Daniela? I'll say this. The fact that Celtic have lost maybe their best player in Engels to a Championship club. That's no slight on West Ham. But I think if we get to a point where Celtic are selling their best players to Championship clubs, we have a real problem. And Scottish football has a real problem. So, I agree with you. I don't think a Premier League side would lose this game. But I think there's a bigger issue in Scottish football. And I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better. Pete, it's an open draw in the league. An open draw in the league? Eh? There was also a check for encroachment after that. Well, the referee... We are into extra time in extra time. There's only 1 minute given for injury time at the end of extra time. Ubaid says Martinelli's leaving. A strange move for him, that, to go to Saudi. Very strange move. I really thought he'd be staying in Europe. Key, who wins in a game? Wrexham or Celtic? Ooh, that's a good question. Who would win a game between Wrexham and Celtic? I think it would be Celtic. I do think it would be Celtic. But if you said maybe Celtic or West Ham, this version of West Ham, I think I'd back West Ham. Lask, far post. Oh, should have been 6. How is it that Celtic, needing a goal, have gone into extra time and actually the better team in the final few minutes have been Lask, and that's it, they're out. It's out. They're done. Lask Linz are into the Champions League. Wow. Massive result for Lask Linz. Huge result. Celtic, now the post-mortem starts. Now the big questions to be asked of these players and Martin O'Neill. Adeniran being lifted there as the hero for his goal. But Martin O'Neill, I tell you what, that Northern Irish blood will be boiling, won't it? He'll give them what for. He'll give them down the banks in the dressing room, no doubt. Ubaid says no team wants to pay 60 mil for him in Europe and he doesn't want to leave, but's been forced to. Crazy that. I think Martinelli would have stayed in Europe, but there you go. What can we say? Crazy decision for me. Daniela says, yes, West Ham are in the Championship at the moment. We are all in 10th Premiership club. Yes. Yeah. Got Premier League level players. Very big club still. I agree. But Championship in name, I guess. Manolis says, congrats to Lask. I supported Celtic, but this Celtic are a disgrace. Rangers are winning the Premiership. Scottish Premiership's going to be really interesting this season. You can't write off. Hearts haven't had a brilliant start to the season. You can't write off Hibs. You can't write off Motherwell. Both of those doing quite well in Europe. Celtic, I'm sure, will bounce back. Rangers, you can never write off. All of a sudden, the Scottish Premiership seems open. We're going to be doing Hearts against Hibs in the Edinburgh Derby next week, so that one should be good fun. But we're back tomorrow night with Preston against Everton and the Carabao Cup next round draw, which is immediately after that. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow night. If you've not already, please make sure you've liked. Please make sure you've subscribed. Thank you to our new channel members, Gamer Guru, City of Northville. Really appreciate you both. Legends of the Tavern. Really appreciate you all for staying in, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Sarah, Shahid, George, Daniela, great to have you in the chat tonight. Really appreciate you coming in. Who else? Nina, Manolis, my Greek friend. Lots of good people in the chat tonight. Too long to name too many. Ian, the SPL standards dropping year on year. Absolutely it is. Adam, good night, Key, lads. See you tomorrow. Take it easy, Adam, Kieran, Ian, Key, all the nice people over on TikTok, Twitch, X, everywhere that's been watching tonight, getting involved in the chat, watching the games with us on the tavern. We'll be back again with another one tomorrow night, as we are every night. Take it easy. Have a nice night. See you tomorrow. Ta-ra.